I had fun with graphics. Welcome to the FITZKAST. Tim Fitzgerald, Ryan Gilbert, Ryan Wallace here in the Cats and Dogs studio. That's me. That's Dude. And you see Daphne's head popping up at the chair. Brian will be in shortly. I don't know where he's at. You know, these stars, it's kind of hard to keep them, keep track of them. Brian Hanley becomes a big deal. He stars in a K-State hype video, and all of a sudden he can't show up on time. I don't understand, man.
You could still show up. You were also one of the stars in that video, right?
I was like, I set the stage for him to kick butt. That's all that happened there. He was really good on that. And
you guys were caught off guard by that, right?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
no idea. So, guys, what do you expect from this game? I honestly have no clue. And we have, along with everyone else, been hyping up a certain young quarterback so much it gets a little concerning, actually.
I'm really looking forward to see the Connor Riley offense. I mean, we've talked at nauseum about it for like the better part of a month, and now we finally get to see it. And I'm excited about to see how much of a factor weather comes into it. Did it finally stop raining down there?
I don't know.
Still kind of
I think it stopped. Yeah, I saw
it. It was kind of misting.
Yeah, so I wonder, again, maybe if that favors more of Connor Riley's, ground and pound type power scheme, which obviously fits what Avery Johnson is best at, but also that's not what we're all here to see tonight.
No.
We're all here to see him throw. And, Gills, honestly, and maybe this is just the football kind of K-State nut in me, but I'm equally intrigued to see this defense tonight too. Without a Kobe Savage, being able to get out there without Will Lee and just see how they, try and I don't want to say attack, but try and slow down, a Concepcion and a North Carolina State offense that isn't terrific by any stretch of the imagination, but has been able to do some things in big games against big competition, at least in the ACC, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned it. So much has been talked about with the offense, right? People might be forgetting that K-State has a defense that needs to go out there and play well. Losing a couple key guys, Savage obviously is huge, and so it's K-State wants to be sort of a program where it's always the next man up. Well, this is a lot of the guys' times to prove it. This is their time.
Yeah, it's there's going to be so many young guys. I think there'll be just so many mistakes. But also incredible plays. We'll see their athleticism come out because it's a really special group.
Fitz, did either of you get a chance? And I know since we were kind of getting ready for this, maybe the obvious answer is no. But by chance have the radio pregame show on?
No, I didn't.
So I was out on my way home from work and had it on, and I thought it was interesting. I heard both Connor Riley and Chris Kleiman say it. Is on one hand, there are some elements that we'll see tonight that'll get us ready for 2024. Obviously, Avery Johnson, Jace Brown, potentially like a Trey Spivey on offense, even some younger guys maybe in the secondary, getting some chances here with like a Fabris or somebody like that. But both of those coaches mentioned that they really want to. I don't know the exact terminology they use, but basically saying like we want to put a proper cap on 2023, which kind of gave me the impression that maybe we're not going to see as many younger guys as maybe we're hoping for. A Wesley Fair, Cam Salas, trying to think of some others that maybe they would throw in the mix. And maybe it depends on how the game goes, right? But I thought that was really interesting to hear them both say, like, we are going to try and tie a bow on 2023 before we do anything else, which, if you watch any other bowl games, that hasn't been universal throughout with everybody. But I don't know. Yeah. I found that interesting.
I'm actually acclimating to this new bowl reality of these players are missing. You just got to shift your mindset from, well, this isn't the team that played this season to a kind of a preview of what it could be. I guess. I mean, I guess some teams might play some veterans that won't be around that haven't been playing, but for the most part, you're going to see young guys on the field. I think it's kind of cool.
Look who decided to show up.
What's that? No.
Look who decided to show up.
You had a little setback today. You feeling good?
Yeah. I apologize. About an hour ago, I was going downhill fast, and then, but I'm better.
Oh, boy.
I am 100% better. I had a couple of Sprites and got my blood sugar going in the right direction, so I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling good.
You and me both, Brian. I did not have a good start to my day either. There's some sort of stomach bug going around, and when you've got 2 kids under 5, you're bound to get it.
I hear you.
The rumor is it got into football, but I don't know if there's any validity to that. The dogs are about to erupt. This is a high risk. This is going to be a high risk production. We've got the dogs in the studio. You can see him over here. That's a dude in his lavender coat, and he's totally hiding his sister. There goes his sister out the door to bark at something.
Can we make bets on this? Is that allowed? On how many interruptions we have from Dude and Daphne?
Gills, you're the one that's familiar with this studio. And while it's beautiful and well lit and very serviceable for what we need, it gets hotter than hell. So I've got a fan running. I've got this door open a little bit, the door in and out of the studio, and I've got the back door open so the dogs can come and go into the house. It's 30-something outside. I've got the heat off. I'm really energy efficient around here. But the dogs being able to hear the mailman, thank you, will be interesting.
Yes.
And the shakes. Boys, I'm fired up. I haven't been this excited for a bowl game since last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean that sincerely, but also most
yeah.
Bowl games, you're like, okay, we're here, we're doing our job.
Right.
Last season being the Sugar Bowl was really cool. And this one, K-State's wanted to play in the Florida Bowl. They got it. K-State's, got that opportunity now, and unfortunately I couldn't go, but the boys are down there. They'll take care of things. Cole's been kicking butt with his videos, and he has hair. I hate him. It's not right. It's not right at all. If you're just popping in here, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. Looks like this game's actually going to get over. That's on before us.
Yeah,
it's not going to go to overtime.
Yeah,
shocking.
The ACC isn't doing so well in their bowl games.
No,
shocking.
Imagine that.
But this is one of those. This game falls under the classification of late season Southern warm weather team coming north. Also, that's my one betting guidance that tends to work. That they just don't like the cold weather as much and don't know. A lot of these guys haven't grown up in it, and they typically play like crap. And Miami's playing like crap.
And I mean, it's raining. That's the worst. It's one thing if it's cold or even if it's snowing, which again, I know that's going to be a sore subject for us and K-State fans, but even if it's snowing, that's okay. But when it's raining and cold and wind, that is the absolute worst. That's worse than anything, man. My goodness. Terrible.
Trevor, it's not actually sunshine at the stadium. It's overcast, but it's going to be sunshine. We hope. There's been a lot of hype. We played a big role in it. But if you're ever around Avery Johnson, you get the hype. I mean, he's just a lot of people from Wichita understand. Were around him during high school years, and just something kids wired a little bit differently. It's pretty cool.
How about this too? And I tweeted it out in the afternoon, and I dug it up for our As Recruits thing that I do before every game in the middle of the week. And going back to what you and Brian were talking about, Fitz, with just maybe the direction that Bulls are headed, maybe that this is a future that just isn't that engaging, right? Mm-hmm. This is the 27th bowl of the calendar year of the 2023 season. Yep. We've already played 27. I don't know how many are left. And yet it's taken us this long. The K-State NC State game will be the first bowl of this postseason where 2 ranked teams are playing each other.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's taken 27 bowls to get to that.
I'm gonna be real honest here. Dave Doran kind of won me over. So if NC State wins this game, I want to see him pair Pop-Tarts with bourbon. That's my kind of dude. He might have coached at KU, but that's my kind of dude. You start figuring out how to pair Pop-Tarts with bourbon. We're in the same lane of life. So, Miami's actually going to try to score and then maybe have a Hail Mary after an onside kick. Oh, that was a beautiful pass.
I actually went out and bought some brown sugar, Pop-Tarts. If K-State wins, maybe I'll go upstairs and grab me some bourbon and have one of those.
No, there we go. That'd be great.
Let's get crazy, and we'll see how my stomach takes that. That'll be fun.
Oh,
Look at you!
You got
Pop-Tart
bites.
This was the best Christmas present I got. I didn't know these were a thing, to be honest with you, but here we are.
Wow,
nice.
I don't mean to be disparaging of the sponsor, but that DD I did yesterday while I ate a Pop-Tart, it was horrible. It was like, it was even toasted, and it was just kind of a doughy mush in my mouth, and I couldn't talk, which was actually improved the daily delivery. But come on, guys, you got 30 seconds left. You're down by 2 touchdowns.
I don't toast my Pop-Tarts. Is that weird?
No,
me neither,
it's
man.
not.
I never did either, Ryan. A couple times I've eaten them, I never did either.
Yeah,
it's a waste of time.
Yes.
Yeah, but first of all, I hadn't eaten them since I was in college, and in college, it's you wake up a minute before class anyway. You had no time for that. No time for that.
Yeah, Greg Schiano. So years ago, when K-State it was Woolridge. K-State played Rutgers in basketball. So Howard Richmond, then of the Kansas City Star, and I stayed in Philadelphia, drove up to Piscataway, and covered basketball. But we both went by practice. We arranged to talk to Coach Schiano. He was just wonderful because there were so many similarities with what he was doing at Rutgers and what Bill Snyder did at Kansas State. We want to talk to him, and he said he was following the blueprint. I thought that was really interesting. So if you're just tuning in, we're waiting for kickoff. We have quarterly guests. Hopefully Michael's here at some point. And we've got him lined up. We've got a surprise guest at halftime. Oh, Wally, I never tweeted that out. You want to do that real quick?
Yeah.
Let's do that real quick.
Okay.
Got a surprise guest. We're going to send that out to the Twitter world, and I'll retweet Wally here in a little bit. Jerome Tang is coming on at halftime. He's a renowned football expert, and we'll have him on.
He eats Pop-Tarts too.
He does. They have Pop-Tarts in the office, which I'm judging them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Good Lord, this game. Oh, they scored. I looked up and they scored. Okay, now we'll get the onside kick. If this onside kick works, Miami recovers. The FITZKAST is going to go hard R for language.
I want everybody to know, if you guys see me chewing some stuff out there, I'm dealing with some low blood sugar stuff, so I'm just trying to get up to speed so I don't pass out on camera here. So nobody take offense to it.
That would add a lot to the show if you could arrange that. Maybe dude can have a seizure, an epileptic seizure that he has, and you can have a diabetic meltdown. Wally, I don't know what Wally. Gilbert's just weird, and maybe
that's me.
Maybe he'll just start talking like Trump and get stuck in it and not be able to get out. You know, like your mom always told you cross your eyes, they'll never uncross. I fell for that, and maybe he'll start doing this. Your Trump's outstanding.
Just tweeted it out, Fitz.
Oh, for God's sakes, they took a timeout.
Mario Cristobal.
Timeout to kick an onside kick?
Yeah, well, I think maybe Miami or Rutgers might have called it. I don't know. Here we go.
I unearthed our rocking chair from the baby days.
Yeah.
This is a terrific purchase by my wife. I might bring this thing out more often.
It's going to be really fun watching you rock through the show.
Super comfortable.
Very soothing. Special halftime guest is.
So when you saw and met with and chatted with Mr. Schiano, was that pre or post the cleat fiasco in Houston?
I would have been pre. This was Woolridge. This is way.
Oh, Woolridge. Yeah. Okay.
I'll never forget that game because Woolridge. Did they really recover? Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they did.
I love that game because hold on, that was the Northwestern game. Woolridge walked on the court. I love Jim so much. He was just one of the best men ever. It was Northwestern where he was getting hosed by the refs. He just walked out on the court. I mean, it was so awful. And, he wasn't really that bad he didn't get on refs that much. He just literally walked down the court and said, "You guys are full of crap." And he's off. Rutgers, I can't remember the game. I remember Piscataway was lovely. They needed to plant a tree on campus. It looks like we've got the man ready to join us if we ever get to the start of the game. Yeah. Oh, God, for God's sakes. This game's going to go into overtime.
Just come up with the sack, man.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, boy. Oh, for God. This is going to go on forever.
Just trying to get closer.
Still need a touch, though.
When we get to the game, the actual game, not this game, the game played on a baseball field, there's 3 of them, aren't there? I'll try to do a sync up so we can figure out where I'm at, where everyone else is at. But we might be diving right into the game once they get there. That's a beautiful pass. They just killed a cheerleader. Rest in peace. I do like Miami's uniforms. I got to admit, they'll look great in the Big 12. I'm ever the optimist. In all seriousness, if somehow Brett Yormark adds a grouping of Miami, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Clemson, North Carolina State, if he somehow gets 3 or 4 of those, that increases the value of the football product.
Absolutely.
And then
the one thing that's amazing about Miami, and I know people have talked about this over the years, their facilities are god awful. For them to have so much success that they have had over the years, like their facilities are horrible. They don't put any money into it. It's weird.
Hold on. I might have it on the ACC network here. I don't know. What's going on here? No, they're showing.
He's in bounds.
Clock
continues.
It is a split screen on the ACC network.
You did not get the first down, sir.
You
did not get the first down, sir.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. Go away. Go away. Seminoles, the Big 12. ESPN Plus, 3 minutes. Did they give him the first down?
I think they called timeout, did they?
Of course. Why not? Why not make this go on forever? Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, looks like that's going to be it. Got a kneel on it now. Oh. He didn't get that. Are they reviewing this? Is that what we're getting, a review?
Oh, Lord.
Hey, anyone in the chat, the game hasn't started anywhere else, has it? They're holding this, surely, when it's this close. And here we gip. I think he meant go. I'm going to see if this is on the deuce or something.
How do they have 3 timeouts? Mario Cristobal at his finest.
Such a
just outstanding coaching.
Terrific recruiter that just never has manifested itself on the coaching sidelines.
I don't see, I mean, he's literally lost 2 games. There's a lot of things that people can say, oh, the games are a lot of plays and it doesn't come down to one play. Yeah, a lot of times they do. And when you have the lead and the other team has no timeouts and it's under 40 seconds and you run a play and then fumble and then lose, that's your fault. I mean, and it's happened twice, once at Oregon and once at that is horrific coaching.
There we go. Okay,
just
folks.
Horrific.
Leading into each quarter, I'm going to put a commercial break, which is an 8-second thing that it'll recognize on replay. So here we go. Right after this, Michael Bishop is standing by. And there he is. Hello, Mike. Oh, you're muted.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, buddy.
What's happening, my man?
Oh man, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
I hear you.
It's the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Mike, have you had a Pop-Tart anytime recently in your life?
Oh man, I grew up on Pop-Tarts, but I haven't had one. I said within the last. Actually, I have a box of Pop-Tarts in my office. So, but it's
My
been
God,
sitting
you
there
could
for
coach
about 3
basketball at
months.
Kansas State.
Hey, I think I can do a lot.
They keep Pop-Tarts in their break room.
But Mike, here's the question that me and Brian were talking about too. Did you toast them or did you just eat them right out of the bag like we did?
Right out the bag.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
They're
There's no
the-
time for that, man.
I feel that I've had it both ways, but to me, right out the bag is the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made that mistake.
Right
I toasted. It just made it warm and not edible.
Yes.
As opposed to room temperature and maybe more edible. I'm not sure. Okay, folks, I got the kickoff right here. He's got, okay, sync yourselves up. Start counting. There's the kickoff right there. I couldn't tell who was back there.
I think I was slightly ahead of you, Fitz, so I paused it for a second.
That was definitely a hit.
We think K-State won the toss and they
I have
wanted
no
to ride
idea.
with Avery.
I don't know idea. Well, let's get to it. Mike, we brought you in for the first quarter for a very good reason, and the reason is on the screen right now. I remember being in North Chicago in 1997 to cover a road game at Northern Illinois, and this new quarterback was playing, and he went up the far sideline for me, and I'm like, oh, that's something different, and the legend of Michael Bishop was born that day. Nice. Nice. Well,
I think I'm maybe 3 to 4 seconds behind you guys.
Not to brag, I think I'm out in front. I didn't
No,
want to
you
give
didn't.
anything away, but I'm just that important.
I've heard you always get there earlier. Yeah. It's good. Folks, it's going to be a bunch of pee-pee jokes and sex jokes. That's all I got. That's my whole repertoire. If you're looking for high-class stuff, no.
Oh, watch the ref.
Oh, you're way ahead.
I'm way ahead.
Yes.
I'm with you, Gills.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I just seen the first handoff in the replay.
Oh,
What a,
refs seem to be getting involved in the game. They got involved. They tackled Lamar Jackson in the end zone the other night.
Right?
And
Right.
they said they want to be on the highlight as well.
well, we may never see Avery Johnson do anything. If they can get 10 yards a pop from DJ, just keep going.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you what, he does not go down with first contact.
And I don't think he gets enough credit as he should. Because to me, I think he's a great running. Well, he's a good running back in the scheme that K-State does.
Right.
I think he needs more touches.
That's a pass.
Ooh. Not a bad throw.
He's never going to pan out. I got it out of his system. I thought they might just do a little screen or something to kind of get him going, but that just shows the confidence they have in the kid.
That's a good sign for Jace Brown too, because from what I saw on film, I liked what NC State has at corner, and he was a good 5 yards in front.
Yeah. Well, first collegiate start, first pass, he gets a pass.
Yep. 3rd and 5.
Technically not his first start, Brian. Technically.
You're right. You're right. I
He
apologize.
does have a receiver.
First start at quarterback.
Okay, guys.
There we go.
4th down. I'm not sure where they're at right now.
Got to go for it. We shouldn't be
Yeah.
punting much at all in this game.
I'm still on 3rd and 5.
Okay,
Oh.
it doesn't go well. Okay.
A little RPO action here, maybe.
Well, I don't. They got it. I would think this is going to be Avery's first run. They're jumping up and down. They're very excited. They seem to know what K-State's going to run, and Avery's changing it. And
There he
now
goes.
They're blitzing. Can't keep everybody. And
What a great read.
there we go.
Mike, I don't mean to ruin this for you, but touchdown Kansas State.
Who was it?
DJ Giddens on the reception.
What a great read.
They
by Avery
basically,
Johnson.
Mike, they ran a zero blitz at him. Couldn't pick up everybody. Giddens slipped the block. Wide open touchdown.
So it's just not showing on my end. Yep.
Mike, let me know if this was now that I see it on the replay, if that was his check down, or you know what I mean, or if he made a read, or if it was designed to go to DJ all along.
I'm thinking it was designed to go to DJ because the way the defense presented themselves, they showed it early.
Yeah.
And as a quarterback, you got to know who your hot guy is. And I think knowing that the back was inside and the guy was coming off the edge, if you slip, it's all about getting the ball putting the ball in his hands. And I think he did a great job of doing that, recognizing what's going on and getting it to the playmaker.
I know you're 100% right, Mike, because he didn't even attempt to block him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't attempt to block him, you know that he was getting out in the pattern.
Yes.
And it was set up to go to him.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Defensive wise, it brought pressure and it hurt them. So let's see if they continue to bring pressure, the remainder of the quarter of the first half.
Yeah, I don't know that you can bring pressure against Avery because he's so elusive. And, if we might have some NC State people in here, Avery Johnson is the fastest player on this team, which is absolutely remarkable for a quarterback because they got some burners. I think the team speed overall might be a little bit down for K-State. That might have been part of the issue this year, but it's not down with Avery Johnson. This kid, when he gets in the field, what was it, 22 miles an hour? They measured him at Tech?
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
K-State might have gone away from track guys playing football as well, too. So that's a big difference.
Ty Bowman, big play.
Mike, would you, as a dual threat guy, as a guy that could create with his feet, did you almost like when teams would try and bring pressure because it would allow you to be a little bit more?
Well, I'll be straight up honest with you. Even my younger days in high school and even at Blaine Junior College, I really didn't run that much, and I didn't run that much in high school. I actually became a runner when I came to K-State, and I just took it upon myself if I had to run it, if I had to get outside the pocket, then I was trying not to get hit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference when you're trying not to get hit. You tend to run a little bit harder, a little faster, and I think that's what kept me going in it. But anytime you get an opportunity to get outside and make a play, depending on what's going on. If you can make it, then that's great. But it's the times that you don't make it where, you go back and second guess yourself.
Right.
Okay, let's see what the defense has for NC State. Let's see what they can accomplish. Nothing.
I just seen the quarterback, Armstrong, have about a 30-yard run.
The Concepcion kid is crazy because they will legitimately line him up at running back, and I think they list him at like 189. I was actually saw some stuff on the NC State boards about, I guess there was a point in the season where he was a little nicked up, and they were kind of upset they kept running him at running back. I definitely get it when you're 189.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
By the way, Uso is not suited up. I saw that on the Twitter machine.
What was his injury again? I can't even remember has it come out or not.
No, I can't remember. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Whoa.
Movement.
First of all, Ryan, just a quick recap. You were asking Mike, did he like bringing pressure? To answer that question, he didn't get any pressure. Offensive line, there was no pressure that ever came his way. That didn't happen. So.
B, I was waiting on you to fill in with that, man, because when you had the best line in college football in front of you, there was no pressure.
Brian, run through who was on that line with you.
Junior year, both years were really good, but junior year, it was Todd Weiner was the left tackle. I was a left guard. Kendall J. Cox was a center. Jeremy Martin, God rest his soul, was the right guard. And Ryan Young was the right tackle.
Holy
it was
crap.
just brutal.
And you talk about now, K-State talk about beef. No, we had beef back then.
That was a big line.
And athletic. That was the thing. It wasn't just, we were big guys, but they were athletic.
Seth Porter back here? No.
Yeah, that is. No, that's Sterling Lockett.
Lockett back there.
Wow.
Good for him.
He hadn't played that much at all this year, right?
He hasn't played at all.
Mm-mm.
People were begging for him, though.
Yeah.
I guess they listened.
That could be the reason why he's in the game now.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We got a Pop-Tarts commercial. The Pop-Tarts talking. I knew I should have done LSD. I did LSD right before the show, and it's just not working out well for me. I apologize to everyone.
Oh, Fitz.
I know. They're talking Pop-Tarts. I wonder if Zach's taken a bite of the edible mascot yet. I wonder if it's more edible than the tortillas. I don't think that the Pop-Tarts were smuggled in people's butt cracks.
Probably not.
Did you see that sideline reporter at the Tech Bowl take a bite out of a tortilla?
Yeah, that's
where that thing's been.
That's what I'm saying. That's risky business, man.
I got to sneak them in somewhere.
Jiminy Christmas.
Maybe the media meal wasn't good enough.
Got hungry. That's going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Literally the Call of
Duty. Mike, how excited are you that Willie Fritz is at Houston?
It's exciting for the city of Houston for the simple fact of some of the guys, the great football guys that I've spoken with, the past 3-4 weeks. They're just not doing their research. They didn't know that Willie had been to a lot of colleges, but every college that he's been to, he's been able to turn the program around within 2 years, get everybody on the right page. The biggest thing that Houston was missing was disciplined players, disciplined program, and everywhere Willie has went, he's been able to get the discipline down right. And the guys that don't fit in, they find other places to go play ball at. Yep. So I think within 2 years everything will be cleaned up and they'll be rocking and rolling. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're top 2-3 team in the Big 12 within 2 years.
They got the best recruiting base along with UCF in the conference. I'll tell you what.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you take some of the 2-3 stars that was leaving out of the state. Now they got a reason to stay within the state and play at a great university. So I think there's a big upside for the hiring of Coach Willie Fritz.
There we go. The chat's interesting because it's when someone posts something new, it shifts, and right before I click things, it shifts, and I click the wrong thing. Well, here's Joel Green. I have a football signed by Mr. Bishop when I was in middle school, still on my desk to this day. Pretty cool.
How about did Michael ever play defense? That's a question in the comments.
He's gonna lie to us.
He's
about to lie to us.
Hey, check this out. Not only did I play quarterback, but I was free safety. I was a punter. I did kickoff. I did PAT. I was all over the field, and I was a great defensive player.
Great is a stretch. Great is a stretch.
Mike, what happens if you play baseball? Go full-time into baseball?
If I go full-time in baseball, I'll still be playing baseball right now.
That's what I think.
I feel like I could have done that. And, every once in a while, I still go get in the bat cage. I still throw the baseball around with the guys at my school on the baseball team. I jump in, I take BP. I throw BP to the guys. So I definitely believe that I would still be playing. And when I came to K-State, I was told I could play baseball, and I don't know what happened with that.
Coach lied.
Someone pulled a
Coach
slick
saw
one
you
on
and
me.
wasn't going to share you with anyone.
But
Okay.
I have an interesting thing. I came to K-State about 10 years ago, and I took BP with the team, and I hit about 15 out the park.
Nice. Yeah, I people don't realize that was okay. I hate it when D-backs do that. The teabag climb over.
Well, it's not just that. He's celebrating after a 6-yard gain. I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we doing here? You're supposed to hit the guy and tackle him. That's your job.
Celebrate if you don't have a completion. If you break the pass up, have fun.
Hey, they got to get their fame too. So
they do.
He's taking advantage of it.
Take off and run, man.
He's ahead of us.
I feel like I should pause it a little bit. Let Fitz be in charge.
You put it on him.
He did.
Glad to see Seth's getting to play a little bit. That's awesome.
I'm with you, Gills. I would have liked to see him run, but he ended up finding the guy. Porter just.
And now you see why Seth doesn't play. No, I'm just kidding.
A little bit behind him. Yeah, a little bit behind him.
Yeah, but that's you got to catch that football.
Are they?
Not only do you have to catch it, but I think he's trying to prove a point. Hey, everybody, I know I can run.
Right.
But I'm trying to prove to everybody that I can throw the football too. And I mean, more power to him. More power to him.
Okay.
So first play was the jet sweep, and then, why did they go away from DJ on that drive, guys?
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was the bread and butter on drive number 1.
Yeah, the jet sweep. Keegan fell down, and then.
Well, here's the thing. It's a bowl game, and they're trying. Although they want to win, don't get me wrong. They want to win the game, but trying to do a lot of different things. And if you're auditioning for an offensive coordinator position, we can't just run the football and get the offensive coordinator job. So, although it's working, and it probably would have continued to work, I think he's trying to spread it around and just move the football around a little bit.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with you're trying to get the feel of what you want to do right now, and there's probably more pressure on him as far as a play caller than we think right now, and he's trying to find. But I do agree with what you said, Brian. Let's run the ball right now. If that's what we're being successful at to start this game, let's do that until it's not successful. But at the same time, let's be balanced with it.
Right. Well, Mike,
you're still at the phase of the game. Go ahead. Go hand it.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, Mike, I don't know if everybody knows exactly where you are and what you're doing right now. Kind of fill everybody in on where you're at and all that good stuff. So just so people know exactly what you're doing.
Well, for me, I feel that I'm in a blessed situation because I get to service, mentor, and coach a group of young men, and I've been at Legacy School of Sports Science, just finishing up my 3rd year. We're back-to-back state champions. We fell short this past season, but I am blessed to be around a great group of young men that I get to lead, that follow my lead, and they understand that I've been on every level, and I'm going to steer them in the right direction. So I am a high school head football coach in the state of Texas. Spring, Texas is about 15 minutes from downtown Houston. I'm in a great environment. I'm loving what I'm doing because, once again, I get a chance to service young men. I get a chance to see them grow. I get a chance to see them flourish on the football field, but most importantly, in the classroom. So that is what I'm proud of. And, like I said, we won the state championship back-to-back, but I also have my kids graduate and go to the next level, whether it's junior college, Division 1, 2, 3, and, whatever level that they are able to play on. The success rate since I've been there, we've had 49 kids go to play at the next level. So
that's
I'm very
awesome,
proud
man.
of that.
And Mike, you had your fingerprints on DJ Lagway too, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a lot of people don't know. I trained DJ from the time he was about 8 years old up until 3 years ago when I took the head job at Legacy. I still spend a lot of time with him. I was with him last night when he was awarded to the Texas High School Player of the Year. and I got a chance to present him to the award. And of course, when I played on Saturdays and they played on Fridays, I was at every game. So cheering him on because I know the work that he put in. I understand what he wants to do at the next level. So it's great to see young men accomplish their goals and be able to go to the next level.
Folks on the live stream, DJ Lagway, 5-star quarterback, headed to Florida, signed with Florida. And like you said, Mike, Texas Player of the Year. I will refrain from asking you whether you would take Avery Johnson or DJ Lagway. I will make sure that we keep everything safe around the K-State fans with that one.
Well, I'm not afraid to answer that question.
Oh,
Right now, in the state that we are right now, I think Avery has more playing experience at the next level. But
sure.
I know the upside of DJ is through the roof. I also know that there's a great upside for Avery. But I've seen more of DJ than I've seen of Avery. So if it's right now, I will play both of them.
Let's see what we're wrong here.
The quarterback's been running. Got to find a way to shut that down a little bit.
Yeah, that he waited for the linebackers to get back
To bail out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks like he has some nice size on him too, because he's not afraid to initiate contact.
I've seen him play a couple of times this year, and I'll tell you, I know he got hot at the end of the year, but if this is going to be a passing game from Armstrong, K-State's in good shape.
Yeah,
he is not the most accurate passer. He left Virginia and transferred because he wasn't going to play at Virginia anymore, and he went to NC State, and they lost several games this year because he was turnover prone throwing the football. He's just not the most accurate guy.
Well, that was a nice tackle. Des.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. That's
looked like it was one-handed, Fitz.
I know.
Like one arm jumping over a guy.
He didn't have that strength last year. Look at this. This is he just got him on the hip and hooked him down.
Good deal.
So they list Armstrong at 6'2", 212. He looks taller than 6'2".
I think he's taller than that, yeah. I think he's bigger than that, too.
Yeah, somebody said he looks like Josh Allen in the comments. I see it.
Pressure.
Yeah, that was
what was that?
Miscommunication, but yeah. That's what he does. That's what I'm saying. We got a chance here, boys. We got a chance. If this turns into a passing contest, we got a shot here.
In fairness to him, that part of the football field was wide open. There's no one in coverage there. He put it, I'm just going to say this. If Sterling Lockett returns punts and he houses one, K-State Nation is going to burn down Aggieville.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a fan base more excited about a kid who hasn't played yet.
And that wasn't him back there.
That was Porter. Yeah, he's got a flag there.
It looked like he got clipped by his own player.
I was going to say, I think it was his own guy.
Now they got the ball back, luckily, no matter what.
Good deal.
Blocking the back, yeah.
Yep. So they blocked him into their return.
Yeah.
That's a little piece of special teams coaching they've been saving for the bowl.
And Mike, I talked to Chris Claiborne. I talked to him about every day down here, and we were just talking. Speaking of Fabris's son out there, we were just talking about the unforgivable cardinal sin that he would say at every single practice.
Oh,
about blocking the back or anything that looks like a block in the back. I remember it 26 years later, 25 years later.
Absolutely. I mean, he had some great sayings, man. He was
he did.
For me, and I think for a lot of the guys, he was one of the most spirited coaches to be around because he was always positive.
Yes, he was.
But you never knew what was going to come out of his mouth.
That's right. That is right.
That was fair catch interference. Well, here's my John Fabre's story. I've told this story before, but I love this story. So one of the first trips to Texas Tech, and they had a different press box. It was the old press box, and literally their coaching booths were plywood wall. I mean, there was just plywood and a plywood door. It was really classy. The coaching booth was right next to the media area, and inside that booth was John Fabre's and Mike Stoops. In case they wasn't playing well. The walls were about to come down so bad that the Texas Rangers, the state troopers, showed up to arrest coaches for disorderly conduct. And the Texas Tech administration was like, you can't do that. This is a football game. This would be a huge problem. So they got them calmed down in case they started playing better, but they were throwing chairs and stuff. And, they were two volatile guys in a press box together. It was amazing how loud they were. But nobody stood on the desk like I saw the Iowa State coaches do. It's just weird.
Mike, there's a comment there, and I'm curious too how you kind of got to K-State and if you have any good Snyder stories as well.
I got a million Snyder stories. I got some good Snyder stories.
We only got one quarter of football, though.
So I got to K-State, and I'm gonna correct this. There were other schools that recruited me at quarterback. There was a lot of schools that recruited me as safety and receiver as well, because I did both. I did all that in high school. But just visiting with Coach Snyder and Coach Mo Lattimore, who came down to Texas and recruited me and talked to my parents. It's just an opportunity to get in and just be myself and play football. I wasn't promised anything. And unfortunately, like a lot of these other quarterbacks around the nation, I wasn't given anything but an opportunity. And I think that made me, be more interested in coming to K-State because, I came up to the Cotton Bowl and I got a chance to see K-State play against BYU. And I love what was going on the sideline. I had an opportunity to come into the locker room. I heard, the conversation between the coaches and the players. And, I made a decision that I wanted to go and give it an opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity. So coming to Manhattan, not sure what was going to happen. I was, given an opportunity to meet the guys and work out over the summer. And Coach Snyder always told me that, the opportunity will be yours. Whatever you do with it is on you. So that's all I needed, and I think it turned out to be a great decision. But at the same time, I'm always thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah. You drove Coach insane because you wouldn't always run the play as designed. You'd run it better. It's like, oh, the play broke down. Oh, Mike scored a touchdown. God, DJ Giddens.
I think Connor Riley's listening to us, right? Let's go back to DJ.
Fitz, that reminds me, too, of a story. I remember back when I was still in Manhattan working for you full-time, and it was right before the 2011 season, the Cotton Bowl year. And I remember talking to a player that I had seen kind of out around town, and I was like, hey, I'm just curious, how are things going with Arthur Brown? And the player goes, oh, coaches hate him. They can't stand him. And I was like, really? Because I'm like, everything I'd heard out of, Wichita, Miami is, great kid and everything. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, he's a great kid. He was like, our coaches can't stand him because we can't run any offense. He's in the backfield. Like during practice, they told him, like, Arthur, you got to take it from 100 to 50 or else we're never going to be able to practice any of the stuff that we're trying to do here, bud.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. Oh, they hate him. They hate him.
Arthur remains one of the more interesting characters I've covered because he didn't watch football. He watched cooking shows. That's all he watched, cooking shows. He didn't watch NFL ever. He just watched enough football, for film study. But, yeah, he was into cooking. I'm surprised he didn't own a restaurant.
Somebody else that didn't do that, Fitz, Darren Howard didn't watch. I mean, I was his roommate. And obviously we're still good friends today. He didn't watch football growing up either. He doesn't really watch it that much now. I mean, he watches some of it because we play fantasy football, but yeah, he wasn't a football guy growing up at all.
That's crazy.
I know.
I remember the first time I saw him, I'm like, this guy's a defensive end. And he was so tall and skinny, and he just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. had never lost his speed. That's what was the freaky thing. He just kept his
No.
speed and just got enormous. They haven't run Avery, have they?
Nope.
Not
That's
by
interesting.
design.
Yeah.
There's a hole if he wants it.
Yeah, he's been pretty patient, isn't he?
You got to throw it.
Avery. He's determined to show he can throw the ball, but
I think he has to play his game now.
Yep. You're
Yeah,
exactly
just go-
right, Mike.
just go play. I know-
Play.
I know that guy's. It looks like 10 is shadowing him, but I don't know in the open field. I wish him luck with Avery, but if they're not going to run him,
The fact that there's 3 different like Pop-Tarts logos, one at midfield and then 2 at each 25, is sort of throwing me off.
Distracted.
about where they are on the field,
Yeah,
or is it making you hungry?
it's making me hungry for these Pop-Tart bites, but
Yeah, I wonder if they have like grilled chicken Pop-Tarts for you.
right.
That's all you eat.
And nuts, some cashews.
Oh yeah, cashew Pop-Tarts. Oh, that'd be
Oh, that's
delicious.
random.
Michigan, K-State flag.
Michigan
What's
and
that about?
K-State. Okay. I'm sure that was a fun household during the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl.
Wow,
You guys just gave some new ideas for the next Pop Tarts.
man. Grilled chicken Pop-Tarts for the health conscious. Packed with protein. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Really rallying to the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
they are getting to the
Yeah.
ball. That is a good sign. It helps it's not snowing, too. There was one thing I was sure about. They weren't going to play in snow again.
I think that's
playing
just
in
more about the
snow.
certain players who are playing in that game.
Yeah. And I'm a proponent of the transfer portal. I love it. But the one bad thing about it, you're not going to ever convince me that most of those guys hadn't already made up their mind that they were transferring, and then they're playing in a game that's problematic.
Yeah, I think that is part of the problem. Was Will had made up his mind he was leaving.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what,
We're playing football.
No.
they are getting to the ball.
Damian Elalio has been in the backfield maybe half the snaps that he's played tonight already.
I
Getting
love
a lot
how
more work without Uso.
I love how coaches rotate nose tackles to keep them fresh. Well, the reason they're not fresh is they got to run off the field every 3 plays.
Yeah.
Fitz not nearly the amount of like pre-snap movement that I thought we
Yeah.
would see from NC State.
When they talked, there was a comparison made to KU where there's just constant motion, which I'll be interested to see that if that continues.
Dang,
That's a problem.
That's a good play call. It's a really good play call.
That's a K-State
Well,
play
you-
call.
Just mentioned the pre-snap movement. That little motion away got everybody looking.
Yep.
And he missed a tackle, too.
Okay.
Plus, they caught us in a slant to the field. It happens. It happens.
I think it's about time for a turnover. Not a Pop-Tart, a turnover.
I'll
Oh,
take a
boy.
Pop-Tart.
Now, you don't see that often where your quarterback is the lead blocker.
I tell you what, that Concepcion kid, when I watched him on film, he reminds me of someone that played at K-State. You know, a guy that has a position, but they play him in the backfield and line him up. He's mostly a receiver, but they just get him the ball and say, go. He is fast.
I liked your Tavon Austin comparison, Wally, on the pregame pod.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like that fast. I just haven't watched him enough to know. But I mean, in terms of how they use him, there's a lot of Tavon Austin type stuff there.
Nice.
I think that's a great comparison too, because Tavon Austin was a big deal.
Yeah, he was.
Well, in Concepcion too, like that's the type of guy that I think they might. You could see K-State use similarly with the Devon Rice that they just signed out of Bishop Gorman. Being able to get him in the backfield, getting him out in motion, and not really having a defined role, be kind of a modern day. Now I'm blanking. David Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, who was your favorite go-to target? K-State.
Well, if it was up to Darnell's gonna say him. If it was up to Lockett would say him. But I have a lot of respect for Gavin Parise, because Gavin never talked. But anytime it was a play where Gavin was involved in, and he was coming down with the ball, he just went to work every day. But in all seriousness, probably McDonald. If I want to see somebody catching and go 90 yards, and it's Lockett. But if it's a big play receiver, I know I can throw it up and trust that McDonald would come down with it.
They're getting a little rhythm here going on offense.
Yeah, they found a little something running off tackle here.
And they settled down there and let the game come to them now.
Yep.
Yeah, just lining up and running, pulling a backside guard, playing a little off-tackle power. And the QB run game has been good too.
Yeah, that's kind of his forte.
Okay, we all know if you get a hat on the hat, QB run game it can
Yes,
be powerful.
it is.
They can perish.
Do you guys see Chidi Obiaizo on that one? Man, that kid's going to be good.
I hope they show a replay here, because I didn't even notice he was out there. That's one of the kids I'm really excited to see.
He fought through, ended up probably getting an assisted tackle on that one.
That is the end of the first quarter. Kansas State leading 7-0. Michael Bishop, thank you so much for joining us.
So thank you guys for having me.
You bet.
All right, Mike.
We will get Nick Lecky in here shortly, but we will take a quick break as I do a little production here. I can't even find it. There we go. We'll be back. We're back. Those breaks are so long.
That was a quick break.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just put the black in there to YouTube to put an ad in later.
It's all about the ads, right? That's all Fitz cares about.
I know. I don't even. In fact, I'm disappointed you didn't, wear a shirt of something I could have sold a product like 5 Hour Energy. They slid into my DMs. They don't
Brian, before we get Nick in, I'm curious to going back to Mike. What was your like Mike Bishop moment where like the first moment when you're like, oh man, this guy is going to be fun for us?
Yeah. It wasn't even. It was during the summer before '97 season. It wasn't even during a game. Just out messing around, throwing the football, and we're out there, running, doing conditioning, and I saw the guy throw the ball 55 yards, and it may have been 7 to 8 feet off the ground, just on a rope. And I'd been around football my entire life. Like, my dad was a high school football coach, a very successful one. I'd seen guys, and I'd never seen that before. And I'm like, you know what? We got something here. And that's no disrespect to anybody else, but somebody that's throwing the ball 55 yards like that on a rope. And I thought, you know what? Okay. I'd seen he made a play against us because we played him in the national championship game in junior college, and they beat us. And he had made a crazy play, but it wasn't anything like that. And then that was when I said, all right, well, it was just different. You know what I mean? When you see something different, it was just different. And when you get to be that age, you know the difference between good and special. And he was special.
Right.
I could sit and talk about Mike Bishop all day. I mean, I could come up with a show and we could just talk about it all day, just telling stories. I mean, it's just fun. And I'm not trying to monopolize everybody's time on here. It's just the best time that we had was last year at the Big 12 championship game. There was like 12 of us. And at halftime, we're just all sitting around talking, telling stories. It was great. It was absolutely great.
So you and Mike are going to have your own show, Fitz, you might as well just put it on GoPowercat. You can put some ads in it, right?
Gotta have the ads. Gotta have the ads. We have Nick Lecky standing by. I want to leave the studio shut up a little bit. As you can see, dude's sleeping. That's kind of the feature here. Lavender poodle and sleeping. Daphne's in her chair. That chair you see there, the back of.
Oh, is she
Daphne.
in the very back?
She's right here.
Okay. She's in Zach's spot.
Yeah, Zach's spot. That's her chair. That's probably why she likes it when Zach sits there.
Makes
Listen,
sense.
what
She
do you
doesn't
say?
like when Gills is there.
She doesn't like Hills at all. She doesn't like most people. Let's get rid of the dogs and let's bring in.
Hired by athletic director Gene Taylor.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey, you got to turn down your volume, man. You're killing me.
Solid move. I didn't. I thought the microphone was facing this way. Hold on.
What an amateur. Don't you do a podcast with him, Hanley?
I do. I sure do.
God, get they are in the red zone.
Yeah,
Quarterback run game's a problem,
they
guys.
found something.
They got to get that. Woo.
I almost wish I was half naked and would got up and exposed myself on this FITZKAST, man.
I kind of wish you were too.
Me too.
Right? Hey, Big B, read your text, bro.
I just did.
God dang it! Like,
It was sitting over to the side. I'm trying to be a professional here.
Are you
Gotcha.
guys telling secrets about us?
Uh-oh.
no. I texted Big B, and as an O lineman, I always want to know, like, what's the decision as a quarterback? You go through your reads, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna tuck it and run it. Like, what's that thought process? Because I've always wanted to. I always like when quarterbacks tell me that, and it's like, man, just think about it, right?
Yeah.
Read, no one run, and it's like, knowing you can do it too. You failed me, Big B. No worries though.
I
Bruno.
apologize.
Ryan, hello, Fitzy. What's up, brother?
Hi, brother. Are you into the
Hello.
bourbon? I hope you're into the bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
a little razzle dazzle. Oh man, he's good. I like him. Well, get him
Bowl
in the
games
third
are
inning.
like a glorified spring game, but you get a trophy forever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and this one has toaster slots, so that's
I, like functional trophies are even better. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest,
I saw
can
someone.
you plug in a trophy to get a Pop-Tart? And by the way, you guys, toast your Pop-Tarts for the love of God.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You
can go ahead and
really?
do
come on, Nick.
What a
No.
controversial statement.
Big B, you just open them up and just eat them. That's
Well, first of all,
that's uncouth.
it's probably it's probably been maybe a decade since I've had one. So that's the first thing. But and I haven't had that many in my lifetime. But yeah, I just open them. I've toasted one before, and I thought it was just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time.
It's a
God.
pastry. Like it's like the lowest form of pastry. Like if you're at your local coffee shop, they'd be like, "That's not a pastry," but it's technically right. It falls into the pastry category. I actually, you know what? I went and bought the goat. Like I grew up on these as a kid. The frosted strawberry, and
Oh, he didn't get that. I don't think he got that, boys.
No, he did not.
Yeah,
the guy in the wing is stopping him short. He's going to spot that.
I don't think he
at
got that.
We'll see.
Yep, K-State ball.
They brought in a massive tight end on that play, and then when he gets to the huddle, he turns around. His name's Shirley. I'm like, wow, that's
You can't be serious, right? Surely you can't be
Shirley opposite. That's a great stop. That's huge.
serious. Well, look, hey, the guy in the back with the legs, like that's how you stop it. That's
Absolutely.
like I'm always like, if you at that edge, come through, grab the legs. Like it's such a cool move, and make him do the wheelbarrow. Guess what? You ain't driving nothing.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do to Jalen Hurts to stop it.
Yeah.
I still remember we played Texas my senior year, and we tried to do a quarterback sneak, and they lined up like both the D linemen and the A gaps, and they just dove. And I'm like, we're not. Like before the play was going, I'm like, we're not going to get this. Like I have no faith in this. I don't care if I was as strong as Big B. Yeah.
So, Nick, let me ask you this question. And it's come up here recently with all of the people opting out of bowl games and stuff like that. People saying that bowl games are irrelevant. And I played in 2 bowl games. and I know you played in what, 4?
Yeah.
I was going to say, are bowl games irrelevant? I'm going to keep my comment to myself because I think I've already said, but do you think bowl games nowadays are irrelevant?
If personally, I'll say this. My opinion is if you're not in the playoff and you feel like you don't want to get hurt, skip it. But to me personally, like if my senior year or whatever, we didn't make the playoffs in this new system, I would 100% play my bowl game because you'll never get that time back.
Yeah.
And, the way modern medicine works is that you can, any injury, look at damn Aaron Rodgers coming back from a Achilles heel injury, right? You'll never get this time back with your boys. Like, I mean, you're tight with your guys in college. NFL, you're there together, but then you're like mercenaries. So it's like, no, man, like, play one for the fans, they'll love you. With NIL, shoot, you could probably be like, hey, I might need 50,000 to come get this bowl game instead of that piddly $200 bowl game check, right?
I think that's what happened with Alabama last year. I think they had some guys that increased NILs.
Right?
Nobody said out.
I was like, sit out. Don't. Why are you mad? Don't take it out on us.
They had 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft, and they both
played.
I thought it was awesome. I just wish Bryce Young had a better, a more off day. He was freaking incredible.
Yeah, he was.
I saw him make some throws that were.
That's what our 24/7 national team came out and was kind of giving their take on maybe how you fix the bowl system. And 2 of the things that they kept arguing for was maybe moving some bowls into the spring. I don't know how that would go over. No. I don't like that. But then the other one is kind of what Nick was saying, which was, either pay them or at least cover any sort of insurance, any sort of injury insurance for the game.
But the injury insurance sucks because you only get your money if it's a career ending.
Yeah, like never play another snap. That's right.
I did the Lloyds of London my senior year, and I got $2.5 million, and it cost me $25,000 when I got drafted. And I didn't read the fine print that it's only if you get. And who has a career? Mine's Willis McGahee, and he said, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
How would they know it's career ending until your career is ended?
Right.
Right. Couldn't they withhold payment until you're like 40 and say, okay.
That's what I say, right? That's my final excuse after 6 years, right? Like it was career ending. It was probably from back in whatever. But yeah. No, it's funny. What do you guys think? Is Colin Klein, is that going to be a big loss for us? Or do you think it's going to be business as usual? And will Connor Riley get it? What's the word in Manhattan?
I think they're waiting to see this. I really do. And my curiosity with this situation is Connor Riley's up in the booth when he's a hands-on offensive line coach.
No, you have to be. You have to be.
And I'm betting that he won't like this. And there we go. There's an Navy run. And he
broken play
anywhere.
It's okay. That's okay. He made the most of it.
Yep. So I imagine we'll find out which direction they're going with an offensive coordinator, or a quarterback coach. If it's going to be just a quarterback coach, and Connor Riley's going to be calling plays, but I kind of think they're going to end up hiring a co-OC situation, and that guy will be in the booth and Connor will be on the field, and they'll still call plays together. But
like a run game coordinator, pass game coordinator.
Exactly.
I wouldn't think that they would hire somebody and change the entire offense. I don't know that you would want to do that with Avery there, very comfortable in the system. I don't think that you would want to do that. I think that would be a mistake.
Oh, was it Colin Klein's system or was it Kleinman's system? Or was it
Klein's?
Right?
Yeah, Klein designed this offense. And I like the offense. I don't think it was always properly deployed at times, but no one gets it right calling plays.
They should, because when I get really drunk and I'm watching football, I'm like, I could do this.
Yes.
Right now, you're drunk right now?
No, I wouldn't say. I'm saying I'm there. I'm getting there. Like I'm totally getting there. We haven't had dinner yet. We're gonna get Miko Cena takeout. I already texted my order. I'm back in Dallas. I'm back in Dallas, by the way, for the holidays.
Oh,
and why didn't you tell me? You should have come over.
I thought you were sick and dying, or you just in low blood sugar mode.
Yeah, just that. I figured that out. I figured it out.
You're in Frisco? Where are you at, Big B?
Yeah, Frisco. 380 and 423. So miles away from Grapevine.
I'm in Lake Highlands right now.
Even further.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Whoa, here we go.
Oh, the
goodness.
fake, and they got it.
Oh, okay.
I love.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I love that.
yes.
Hey, listen.
That
There are so many
right
times.
there.
Yeah, there are so many times I watch pro games, and I'm like, okay, they got to fake it after the next one when they're just bad on the coverage.
That
This
is,
is lazy.
they totally bailed out.
Guys, this is late. I love that. Oh, he picks him.
Cooper BB lead block.
That
Look at
is,
the freight
that
train.
is literally coaches doing their job. That
Yeah,
is
I
coaches
love that.
doing their job because they only brought 2. I mean, they saw something on film that said, "Oh, this is going to be easy."
Wasn't Bloomer a quarterback? High school quarterback?
I believe he was, Fitz.
Yeah.
By the way, I love a guy who should have won the outlet.
Oh, he just froze up.
All right, am I back now?
You're back.
Okay. I love how the guy almost won the outland and should have won the outland. It's back there in the punt in the up back section, which leads me to believe that they might have seen something on film.
Well, he's been back there for a few years doing that. But I
Really?
love that he's just leading the way like, I'm happy and running.
There's nothing crazy. You're running up.
Yeah. Important.
There you go.
Go right back to Oakley.
There you go.
Garrett Oakley's going to be so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're Ben Sinnott. You know, like I don't want to make comparisons or anything.
But then
but
is
Oakley's
Cooper B
really good?
not playing left guard right now?
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I did.
There we go. Those. I can't see. Where is it?
I see the 5.
Look over. Check out the Pop-Tart. Okay. By the way, I saw the
Look
Pop-Tart
at that
mascot.
push.
It didn't look edible at all.
Oh, he's in.
He's in there.
Push the tush.
What the guy's laying in the end zone. What are we doing, refs? Thank you.
Touchdown.
Touchdowns.
Well, what happened? We totally lost him.
Dogs
Back
are
to
getting
stage.
touchdown cookies upstairs. I can hear it.
Is that was from your house?
Yes, touchdown cookies. That's what my wife just yelled. I can hear it.
That's awesome. Hey, I got a big question.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Did you guys see Will Howard? He didn't run once versus Iowa State when they're pushing. They're running 3-man. They're only rushing 3. Do you think Will Howard was saving himself versus Iowa State game? Because he didn't scramble once.
It's valid. And now hearing that he was oh, come on. I'm trying to do the cookies for the dogs. And now that hearing that he knew he was leaving before the game started, it makes sense.
Makes sense.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Stinks. I'm not upset he left. I'm just upset that hell, guys, I knew it. I mean, I knew he was leaving.
Wait. Did you know that?
What? Like
Yeah, he was leaving.
right before the game. Yeah, I found out he was leaving. I knew he was leaving.
So he knew he was leaving?
Yeah, and I think the team knew.
Then why did they play him?
You know, it's a valid question. It's a valid question because you know how Iowa State used their third string running back, who I don't know if he did much in that game. But the first 2 guys got left at home because of that exact reason. They weren't injured. They were told guys in the locker room, we're going to the transfer portal. Matt Campbell said, you're not going to the game. So I admire Matt Campbell for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How about Cole
At
Carmody
some
in the
point,
chat? He's working
these
and
football
he's
coaches-
supporting the live stream.
Yeah.
What's it?
But
What
at
was
some
that?
point, these football coaches got to take a stand with some of this. Look, it's bad timing for everybody, but I agree with these coaches. Look, they get word that somebody's that's jumping in the portal. I don't care when it is. You got to say, sorry, you're no longer a part of this football team. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Okay, guys, the wife has texted that there's questions for Nick in here. I'm cribbing Pop-Tarts, TD. Lecky has dropped. Yeah, we got him back. Lecky did forget to pay his internet bill. That's all right. He's on a pension.
My sister forgot to pay her internet bill.
Oh yeah. I suspect DJ is turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting fed. Man, look. I love when a O-line coach gets the OC spot, and guess what? We're gonna run the shit out of the
running
ball.
that football, buddy.
Run it, just run it. Which
was turned in the vocabulary back in the day for you, Big B and Nick?
No,
it was not.
Times are changing, huh?
Times have changed.
Neither was lit.
No,
neither was whatever. I would like to say this. I love how I go after Mike B, because if it weren't for Mike B, I'm not wearing this lavender shirt right now, because Mike B from Blinn JUCO put K-State on the map for me. Big B had a hand in that, playing O-line for him, just dominating. And Big B, were you there? What years were you there?
97 and 98.
Yeah. So that was the years, whatever that, like, I'm like, whoa, who is K-State? Where is Manhattan, Kansas? It must be 12 hours from Dallas. You know, like, I don't know where it is. It's 6.5, by the way. And I love Mike B. Mike B to me is, if there's no Mike B, there's no me. And it's like, I love Mike B is the GOAT of GOAT. And we need a statue out in front of the bill of Mike B, because that dude's the truth.
Yeah.
Nick and Brian, how tight are you guys weren't separated by that many years, but like, are the Golden Cats, like, if you were a K-State player in 2013, you're just as tight with guys from 96? Like, is it, or do you kind of stick with your group, you know?
Well, it's a little different because I don't know any of those guys. And I've gotten to Nick if we've done a podcast together, and we're pretty similar, which
Real
is weird to think, but we're
Why is that weird? Why is that weird?
We're a little weird. But we're pretty similar, and just getting to know some of those guys. But I would say for the most part, you kind of stick with the guys that you played with, and then as you get to know other guys, you kind of get that camaraderie. But
Gotcha.
it's just like I always describe it as like a sorority / not sorority, but fraternity.
No, it's a sorority. It's a sorority. Because we're petty. Because we're petty. Yeah.
You're right. We are petty.
We're gonna have a return here.
I'll get him on the ground though.
No, but you're right. It's funny too, because I think as any offensive lineman, you're instant brotherhood, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then if you're a
yeah.
K-State offensive line, it's instant brotherhood. So you meet anybody, and it's like, yeah, like, oh my God, they got this cameraman eating a Pop-Tart. That's my guy. But like, you're always like, I haven't gotten in too tight with the Climate administration, but with Snyder and like, who was the O-line coach? Was it Dickey?
Dickey,
Yeah.
Right? So I remember with Dickey, I used to like text him, be like, hey, can I come up and say what's up to the players and just sit in the film room and just, give my 2 cents, because I remember Mark Simino, my freshman year in summertime workouts, would work out with us. And I thought that was the absolute effing coolest thing ever, because Mark Simino is like Mr. K-State, right? He's like white boy from middle of nowhere K-State, or middle of nowhere Kansas. And he did his thing. And you listen to the plan, and it's like, okay, it gives you a thing. But it's like, man, all these players, and when they come back and train with us, I was like, that was the coolest thing ever. Like, that was awesome. And I love that. But it is a camaraderie when anybody goes to K-State. It's like, man, you go to K-State, you ain't going for the ambiance. You're going there to win.
Absolutely.
You really are.
Yeah,
I tell that to everybody.
If we ever pull off this top secret podcast we're talking about, you should have a day on your podcast where it's Big Ugly Day, and just have on offensive linemen from all the different schools. Just bring them in.
I can do it.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Fitz, you'd fit in good on there. Big and ugly.
I'm Big and Ugly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gilbert, how long has it been since you said a thing, a simple word, and you come in just nailing me like the blindside block?
That's what I'm here for. Look,
You gives.
Uh,
Oh, there he goes again. Man, this is a problem in Texas. They don't have great Wi-Fi.
yeah, I thought my Wi-Fi was bad.
Yeah. Are you like in a
Look at him.
Upstairs.
Pop
You
Tarts.
got
Eating
one.
Pop-Tarts, drinking Maker's Mark.
Unbelievable.
Nick, I have a very important question.
Okay.
Where is
What's
your
up?
Super Bowl ring at?
To my house.
Just asking for a friend.
Yeah,
It's
right.
in yours?
It's in my house, and
Okay.
it is on like a bookshelf.
Okay.
It's got my name on it for Christ's sake. So
What's in the
I don't have to
background
worry
behind you, Nick?
What's going on back there?
Someone
those
dancing?
are the children. I think that's my son. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, the children got into Uncle Nick's bourbon.
I was
I
going
don't
to say.
Lot of-
You want a Pop-Tart? Look, my kids are down here. They want Pop-Tarts.
That's good.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I got the Pop-Tart, everything up here. So yeah.
They're just not allowed to toast them.
No, they're allowed to toast them. Eat it. Look. This makes it a pastry. You get the burn marks on it. And you guys, I grew up eating Pop-Tarts. You not do that like in the microwave or a toaster?
Honestly, until 2 days ago when I had a Pop-Tart, I don't remember the last time. I remember having one at some point, but
They're so good. I always tell people this. I like Italian food, and I like Olive Garden too.
that's classy. You're classy.
Look, hey Harris. Look, he's lavendered out. My son, by the way, and this is my daughter.
We
And-
okay.
and
There we
then
go. We unfroze.
Hey, take this in there.
He's got a toast.
He's got a toaster.
I'm gonna bring out my
Nick.
toaster
I
oven.
love it.
Okay, here we go. 2nd and 7 for.
Let's
NC
see
State.
here.
Remember for the football, stay for the Pop-Tart recipes. By the way, so hold on. Hey,
Am I
shut that
supposed
door.
to toast? Am I supposed to toast these ones?
Did
the bison-
If you do that, you're going to need a
Oh,
new
broiler.
toaster quickly. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I wouldn't suggest the broil either. Was that a 3-second broil?
low
Right.
broil for like
Air fry them for 2 seconds.
Right.
Door. Shut the door.
All right, we
Yeah.
got to stop the
Yeah.
run here. Little 3rd and 1.
Brendan Armstrong's going to be beat to all snot if this is all
Hey.
they got that'll work.
What are your guys' thoughts on this whole recruiting class of get-ins just saying out?
What do you mean? I didn't follow that. Oh, he froze up. It's a cliffhanger.
Like Giddens' whole recruiting class is like we're out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Wally.
That was the 22 class. No, 21 class. I don't know. I go back and forth on it because there's a lot of people that are like, well, it was a COVID class, post-COVID class or whatever, and a lot of those guys were more fillers, and I don't buy that excuse really because there aren't other 2021 classes across the country that have just been completely depleted the way K-State's has. I think that it was a class that was probably just poorly evaluated, in all honesty. There were a lot of guys from what I remember in that class, I'm going to pull it up, that were even some of the local guys where I was thinking to myself, I remember, if it's the class I'm thinking of, there were some JUCO coaches that were in my inbox going, we thought that guy was going to be ours. And then K-State offered him.
The mismatch, which makes sense.
Yeah, that was definitely the class because you had Hazelhorst in that class.
That's cool, Wally. As interesting to hear from like an outsider perspective, and then
Oh my gosh, is he using a potato to broadcast with?
but like there's sometimes you have these recruiting classes where they just suck, where they're just like duds, and it's like a bunch of guys on scout team, and it's like, man, it's like I know there's a couple of times where that happens. Oh, nice. Oh, we gotta catch that.
Oh, Marquise.
Gotta catch it.
I love that consolation at midfield. Big
VJ,
D, but you saw that, right? Where you had
I did.
You come in, you get like, and this class sucks. I wish
Yep.
they all would transfer.
The thing about when you're talking about that, Nick, some of those recruiting classes and stuff like that, it's just sometimes you just miss on certain guys, and sometimes, coach, you miss on a lot of them. You don't want that to happen because it can set you back, man. It can set you back. And it's not like the old days where you just jump and get JUCO guys to replace it. But it is kind of like the new days because you can go to the transfer portal. So
that's it. So,
oh my gosh,
you got to get there.
I have people who will send me clips and I'll watch them clips, but I'll text Taylor Brett, or not text him, but I'll slide his DMs. Be like, have you seen this guy? What's the deal? And he's like, we're waiting on the transfer portal instead of high school guys. I'm like, wow. So they've changed, the whole dynamic is bizarro, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because I've seen so many guys from have the best Reggie Bush highlights, but they're 2A, 3A, and they come in and they never sniff the field. And it's man, you can't get fooled with these editing techniques that they do now. Oh my God.
Correct. You got to get guys on the ground.
I played defense in high school, obviously, but when I don't see guys wrap up, it just drives me crazy.
And they only teach you that the first day of football from Pee Wee on. See what you hit and wrap up.
We did fundamental drills in the damn NFL, so it's I don't want to hear it. This is absurd.
Yeah, Nick, update everyone on what you're doing nowadays.
So I'm a manufacturer sales rep for the electrical power industry. So if you guys want to build a substation or build some utility poles or anything like that, or get the brains in the system. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
It's a bad read. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Was that Romaine or Palmer? It seemed like the linebacker took the wrong.
Took the wrong angle.
Yeah.
They let it
Basically,
pale.
you got fooled by the run. You got fooled by the handoff and.
Well, got enough time to get the ball back. Score.
That left guard, the left tackle had a cool trap move.
Palmer
I like that.
Totally bit on. He was biting on the play
I
fake.
think he bit on the play action. Yep.
Just know that left tackle did a tea bag on our DN.
That's
not good.
Yeah, right. That's PG, right?
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too, Fitz, and guys, even maybe there's some people in the comments. Maybe there's some folks like me that have gotten out to some high school games. Nick Lecky is an official these days.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot, but thank you so much, man. Official like a referee with a whistle. That's how official I am.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. So I just completed my 3rd year of back judge for Kansas varsity football, and I love it.
Good for you, man.
Seriously, I watch the game differently.
You do. It's a different perspective, isn't it?
It's different. Big B. It's weird just to be behind the safeties. I'm like, what's going on back here? This is what you guys do? Okay, cool. It's all running. Sounds lame. There's no action. And it's my job is boring until the 2-minute drill of the first half and the second half. And then it's oh, here we go. And just airing it out. But it's awesome. I'm trying to make it back to the NFL, by the way, through officiating.
That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
NFL could use some better officials.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to blackball myself before I even make it. But seriously, they could.
It's bad.
They could.
It's bad.
They really could.
I think the savior to officiating in all sports is getting more former players involved.
Listen, Fitz, we're at the 10-year Super Bowl reunion with New Orleans, and Mickey Loomis, our GM, was like, we need more guys like you, ex-players, to come in and do this. And I'm like, you're right. And guess what? Much better lifestyle than coaching. Because coaching, I listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want to coach so bad, but you know what I don't want to do is text a bunch of juniors and seniors in high school.
Exactly.
And say, hey, you up? Right, what are you doing?
You get turned last night?
Right.
Oh, man.
Right?
And you have to do that every day. Every day, a minimum of 50 times a day.
Basically,
Minimum.
the summary of what Ryan Wallace does is attempts to get phone numbers from teenage boys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Stop it.
Ryan Gilbert does it all the time, but that's just
I was gonna say, don't act like I'm the only one here. Gil's doing it for basketball.
I mean, Gilbert just catches every time, strays from Fitz. I love it.
I know.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Like
My Wi-Fi cut out, so I didn't hear what he
like
said.
me.
Oh.
Yeah. That's too funny. Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, I think there needs to be some sort of program for college basketball and college football ex-players. I mean, how many guys are going to the NFL? Get a program and get those guys in to try to get them to become referees. You know,
totally agree.
awesome.
Those guys are in shape for the most. I mean, I would suggest they're in shape if they're just coming out of season. Get a program and just start learning how to do that kind of stuff. Make it an emphasis.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Somebody's got to do that. Come on, Nick, get on that.
I love it. But guess what? I'm like, my theory or my strategy is close the door behind me.
I hear you.
I'm a hater. No, I'm totally kidding. No, I think more ex-players should do it because when you got a feel for the game, it was natural to me. But honestly, too, it's a weird concept, but like in a playoff game or a Monday night game, the calls become that much more crucial. And it's scary as a referee to call or no call. You know, it's like really scary. Like some of these refs, like you could tell, like they choke. And they're like, I don't want to make a call. And because you're no call, it's like you influence the game. And refereeing is like an O lineman, right? You could have 99 out of 100 plays good, but you miss one.
Everybody knows about it.
And we hate you.
And you stink and
all this stuff. Yeah.
The most challenging part is how bang some of those plays are, right? Like you got to make that split second time.
Right. You do. No, you do. And you have to be in the right position. And there's so many things you got to do that like go unstated. Until I started officiating, I was like, man, I didn't know. But then like, I remember like one time I threw a flag and it was late, but it was PI. The guy pushed him down. He threw the ball. It went nowhere. And I'm like, was that? And in my head, I'm like, was that? Yeah, it was. He pushed him down. He threw it. Okay, throw the flag. And I hear these yahoos from the sideline. That was late. You can't throw it. I'm like, stop it. Don't make up rules. Nobody likes you. And high school rules are different too, except for Texas, of course. Texas has college football rules.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
College guys are getting paid now, like coaches. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Should we eliminate the rule where down by contact now? If you just fall down, keep going?
Well, that's interesting. Like the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That is interesting.
I just think more if you can get the rules to be more like the NFL, so there's more universal rules to make it easier, I think it's better. I think that would make better for a better fan experience too.
Yeah.
2 feet on a catch and stuff like that. The more universal you can make rules, the better.
Yep.
So
exactly. I totally agree. By the way, Cooper Beebe. Let's go.
Yeah, he's gonna be a high pick.
I love how K-State is like O-line U now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And hey, why is the Outland Trophy still O and D line concerned? Can we switch that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not a fan of that.
Right? I was watching an award show. What'd you guys think of the award show? And it's like, we're still doing you can't compare.
No, you can't. Different.
Well, didn't they have Brock Bowers? Wasn't he up for something too? And I was like, he's a tight end. What was it? Was he up for the receiver award maybe?
Wow. The Thorpe is no, that's not the Thorpe. The
Blitnikoff.
Yeah.
I thought Brock Bowers was up for one. I was like, he doesn't even.
Here.
That's big. This is big, boys.
3rd and 5.
Interesting.
And they're
I wouldn't
rush
even mind if we call a timeout here.
No, they're.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if we called a timeout here to get it right.
What's up with Jaden Jackson? Like, he's just disappeared off the face of the earth the last 5 weeks.
I have no clue who that is.
We never expected him to be on the face of the earth. He just kind of showed up in that opener.
He showed up the first 4 weeks, and then it's just been a steady decline. Like, he's been out there a little bit tonight. They haven't even looked his way.
Yeah.
I refuse to answer questions because I feel like you guys ducked my Will Howard question.
Well,
we did?
I don't think I ducked it. I think
how drunk did you guys get with the Iowa State game? Because I stopped drinking, actually. Like, I did the opposite. Because I was like, I hate my life and everything associated with it.
I just got a delivery.
What'd you get?
What is that?
Island Rascal.
Little Island Rascal.
Little Island Rascal.
No, here's what I'll say, Lecky, on Will though, and this is kind of a hot take. I think
like
what
this shit. There we
happened.
go.
I liked what happened with USC. Was it last night with the Mills kid going off? I think that was the best thing that could ever happen to Will Howard. That's a great run, Avery.
19 popped him.
Because I don't think Will Howard is meant for that offense at all. I never got that like fit from the get-go. And so I think what happened last night might have been a blessing in disguise, because I think Will would be much better suited for something other than Lincoln Riley's offense. But that's just me.
Just give an update on that. I'm told Will is still holding out hope of a Senior Bowl bid, that he'll be called in to join the team late. People always drop out. And if so, then he'll declare for the draft. And that's kind of what the hang-up is. Also, I think we're going to see a lot of transfer portal action once the portal closes and you can't go into the portal, because you can still come out of the portal, and that's when I think we're going to see a surge of commitments. Because then if you're going to get a linebacker, maybe one of your young guys hits the portal, and so I think after the portal closes here in a week or so, I think we'll see some action on the portal front.
That's actually really interesting what you said about the Senior Bowl, because if you go back and you look at the social media that K-State put out, and I think I might have even pointed this out in our text message chain.
Great run.
When Sinnott and Beebe got their Reese's Senior Bowl invites, Jim Nagy came up he's the director of the Senior Bowl, came up and presented it to them at the Veneer Complex. And so cool. You can go back and there's all sorts of social media stuff of them getting their Senior Bowl stuff in Kleiman's office. Will Howard is in those photos.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was just there because Ben's a close friend of his. I would imagine that he might have been in the room talking to Jim Nagy.
He might be already be an alternate. Yeah.
Right. And then they brought Sinnott and Beebe in.
So can you guys help me with a line of thought, please?
Yeah.
I always feel like I try to protect the program,
and
especially the guys in it. But now that Will Howard's in it, do you guys do and just like a personal question to Gilbert and Wally, Fitz, Big B, when they out of it, are you all right, gloves off, I'm gonna be honest, or no? What do you guys think?
I respect Will.
Okay.
I don't think he handled everything at the end exactly right. I think there was a sense of within the locker room of he tried to rally guys to,
be on his
depart,
side.
Be on his side. But I love the kid. I think he's a great kid, and I don't want to speak ill of him. Looked like a pass. Willie was open on that pass.
He was wide open,
and Avery missed him. You're gonna throw it away. Throw it to the
no. Listen. First down, don't F it up. I love that. That was an underrated throw.
No, I agree with the throwaway, but
underrated throw.
Willie Wildcat was wide open on the sideline.
Wait,
Willie's got a big head.
Was it Thick Willie or was it?
No, Thick Willie's not there.
Didn't make the trip, sadly.
That's why I'm on here, by the way, just to see Thick Willie at the basketball game. So.
He was a beast. I saw him. I saw him after the game without the.
Gotta get it off.
Well, I like that scramble.
Just take it.
Oh, the fakie! Get it!
Love that!
Yes!
Love that!
Yes! That was awesome.
That is our future, boys. That's our future.
I'm with Lecky.
Yeah.
The pump fake was everything.
God, that's such an underrated. Josh Allen does it, and he's 12 yards past the line of scrimmage.
I know, I love it. It's just a reaction. Yeah, it's like,
right?
Crap.
That's the future.
Okay, here's the replay.
Look, that's so smart. Look, perfect. He broken ankles.
Whoop.
And I'm slipping.
Hey, yeah, but the future's not this O-line they're all gone. So
actually, I think out of this rotation, there's going to be 3 guys back now.
Really?
Out of their 7-man rotation.
Yep.
Panzer, Taylor
He's
48 looks like he's come back with the medical, and Carver Willis.
All right.
And they got the North Dakota kid coming in for left tackle. So
Ron will be okay again.
They just need to decide what they're doing with center or guard. I mean, does Panzer move to center? They have a young guy that want to be center. You think so?
I say yes. I think you got to move Panzer to center because I'm a big Sam Hecht guy. I was a Sam Hecht guy when he was at Mill Valley. I just think he's really technically sound, but I don't know weight-wise, strength-wise, if he's quite there to take over. And so I would move Panzer inside. And then if you've got TP coming back, if you've got Potier coming back, you can have Andrew Langang at guard.
Yeah.
And you are set across the board.
Yep. I agree. I also think they might want to find a young center, and so you've got a BJ Finney type guy that is going to be there for 3-4 years.
That would be nice.
Or a Nick Lecky type guy.
Oh, that guy.
Brian Hanley type guy.
Yeah, big B type guy.
There's no sexy lineman out there. So
oh, kicker, dear job.
yeah, what are we doing?
Nobody likes you. You're getting a wedgie after the game.
Right? Yeah, no. I'm scared of K-State's kicker. It's one of the biggest guys on the team.
There's our answer about Camden Beebe. He's over there in a polo.
Yeah,
we're not going to see him.
He's been hurt. Yeah.
Is that him right there?
Yeah. Little brother.
He looks like a BB.
He does, doesn't he?
They all look the same, yeah.
I rode an airport
Is
shuttle with that family, and boy,
exactly.
that shuttle burned a lot of natural gas.
It looks like Moe's from Office or The Office, when that Dwight Schrute's cousin, right? There's the Amish when the farming.
Oh, I never watched The Office. I just love the memes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
35.
How did you dodge that?
I just never got into
Fitz
it.
is uncultured.
I am.
Basically.
Oh, that was
Like,
a nice pass.
That's
Hold on
basically
here. 51 seconds left. With
Uh-huh.
this erratic arm
I know.
that
You get the
he's
ball back.
got, you get the ball back. We got a chance for at least a field goal.
Yeah, if I was him, I would get to halftime and get
That's
the
what
ball
I'd
back,
say.
start
I'd
second half.
run a draw or a screen here and get out of the half. But
Oh wait,
I don't
hey,
know.
you just call up a screen, Big B.
I did.
I don't.
Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh. He's walking like me.
That would be enormous for the rest of this game.
And plus his little calf. What is that thing? The calf thing that's sliding down. Maybe that's it. Maybe his leg's going to
Probably.
fall off. It's like the screw in place.
I always love guys who are like altering like armbands and stuff to put on their stuff, and I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's like
of
getting
work.
dressed up for a night out.
Right, exactly. Then you just wear a V-neck. Oh, that I hate open field injuries. Right on that logo though. How were you able to wrestle Jerome Tang for the halftime? Which, by the way, college halftime is 4 hours, so that's going to be awesome.
oh no!
Yeah, they just keep stopping the clock, don't they?
Well,
it's
they
a
put
flag.
a flag on the back end.
What the hell's the flag for?
Okay. My first bathroom break, but check this out. I brought my own screensaver, guys. Check this out.
Oh, good. Oh, there's no screensaver.
That's a nice chair.
Oh wow! Ryan's the GOAT.
Pass interference.
Why does that picture strike fear into my heart still?
I get a hold there.
Yeah.
But that
I don't
ball
know.
isn't
That was
catchable.
kind of weak.
Big B, tell him
What's
what Shorty would the equipment manager back in the day would give you for like a bowl game.
Nothing. I mean, we got it. Yeah, I was gonna say we got a pair of socks and the shirt, the bowl game shirt. We didn't even get a new pair of Shorty Grays. We didn't even get that. It's just a shirt, maybe a pair of socks. Definitely no gloves. Didn't get new gloves. Jiminy Christmas. I mean, you had to hold the man ransom, a family member of his ransom, to get a pair of new gloves. Jiminy Christmas. But I tell you what, Shorty was the man though.
Oh, I
was
love Shorty.
When it came to getting stuff, he was a tough guy, but he was an incredible human being.
Yeah,
So
really great.
Jim
Hey.
Kleinau
Ooh, little
was the man. What was a little underneath? Who got that? You got that
Come on
first.
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah.
don't let them get a field goal.
Okay, when you guys watch K-State games, how emotional do you guys get?
Well, I'm in
Very.
the press box, so none.
Yeah.
Oh,
No emotion
no.
here.
I'm not,
even
and I
internal?
yell and scream.
You said you're
Steelers
not
games
with
are a
Dallas
different
Green?
story, though, right?
Oh,
Big
with Big B.
What's that?
With Big B.
Steelers games are a different story for us.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
you, Ryan?
They're
Steelers.
both
Oh.
Steelers fans.
I get absolutely insane.
Big B.
K-State, I try to keep it under
Stop.
control.
Stop.
You saw that win we got on last Saturday, though. You did see that. You did see that.
Kenny
We're on our way
Pickett
to the
got hurt,
playoffs.
Didn't Kenny Pickett get hurt?
He did. Baby Hands is
And
hurt.
that's why they won. That's why they won.
Baby
And-
hands.
Okay. Baby Hands Pickett is hurt.
Tiny hands smells like
We
cabbage.
brought Mason Rudolph off the scrap heap.
I despise him.
And
so
we are
much.
going to the playoffs, and we're going to beat the Chiefs in the first round of the playoffs. So I
And
apologize to
wait.
all you Chiefs fans out there.
Aren't you going to ruin
All right,
Baltimore
boys, we got to stop
shots?
this here.
I know that
Week
place
18.
kicker looks like he's good at beer pong.
Oh no! They're in field goal range.
Apparently,
Supposedly.
my wife, who's the same age, she's a tryout at K-State, played a lot of beer pong in college, and I didn't think that was the thing back when I was in college, but apparently it was. And I'm like, can we?
What's
just
beer
drink at
pong? I
bars?
don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I don't know. Ask Big B or Fitz.
I
don't
didn't
know.
partake in that.
I'm not
We
a
just
drinking
drank.
game guy.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
need a drink
exactly.
game.
Yeah, we just drank, Fitz. That's right. We didn't do the game.
Right.
It's just how drunk can you get?
Why are you interrupting my drinking with a
Right?
game?
That's
Right?
right.
My game
My-
is put alcohol in my mouth and swallow it.
Right? Exactly.
Freaking
It's not
great
hard.
game.
It's
Yeah.
not hard. Like I'm like, is the TV on? Then I'm not alone. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, you gotta
That's a
this,
good tackle. Stop the
Giving
clock
up
though.
Too much though. I mean, they're in.
Nice
field
to have you
goal
back,
range.
Wally.
They're
But I
going to
kinda
take a
miss
shot
Bill.
here.
Was Bill better, more entertainment than
yeah,
me?
he blocked 3 of us on social media while you were gone.
Nah.
Hey, look. Do you think Sean took his phone? He's like, "Hey, Dad, let me see your phone." And just started blocking
Oh, I'm 100% convinced
I was
it's not
gonna
Bill
say.
Snyder
100% positive. That's
blocking
what happened.
people and sending
Responding.
messages to attractive TV people.
Oh,
Oh,
how did
oh,
not
really?
intercept
Wow,
that?
that's.
Well, he's back in the game.
Oh, look at this guy.
Is he gonna throw up?
What's
Look
he
at him.
doing? Did he get hit in the?
Well, they hit him
stomach?
in the stomach. I'm sure that the wind got
That's a
knocked
straight.
out.
Hey, that was a straight prison move.
Yeah.
I would like to point out it is extremely difficult to tackle in the open field. Like you guys should like that's a tough shot. I couldn't imagine like a lot of what these skinny people do on the field. I'm in awe of. Like I remember like talking to running backs and stuff like or receivers like, how do you do that? Like how do you like run a route and know you're gonna get just your brains battered in?
Yeah,
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
Well,
in awe of
plus you
skinny
can't
people.
play defense anymore either. They don't let them play defense.
Stop, Big B.
Ref.
Your boy
Come on,
versus
ref.
Indy was terrible, right? Was that the
KZ,
was that,
yeah,
was that Pittsburgh?
that was a bad
Yeah.
one. That was a bad one.
Hey, Lucky,
But it's the
before
quarterback's fault for leading him into that.
before this
Truly.
is over,
Right, Ryan. Yeah, exactly.
give us a Lilja update. Is his hair still beautiful?
Oh, my boy Ryan.
It's offside.
So-
It's got to be.
He has that Anchorman
Oh.
wig where it's gray, but
Mhm.
he's still got a full head of cabbage. It's glorious, and he
Cabbage?
puts
Wow.
and he puts nothing but fruits and berries into that thing.
I saw him before. I don't remember what game it was. I was down. I'm rarely in Aggieville, but I saw him.
You want to talk about like soulmate? Like when that dude first came to K-State, he was a JUCO guy, so he came in junior year, and I was like, "Damn it, I'm gonna like this guy a lot."
He's a cool
Because
boy.
we both like to get faded, and it was like perfect in college.
Yep.
You know,
Well, you knew
It
he
was
was
like-
going to be great. He went to Coffeyville.
right?
Only great people go to Coffeyville. So
So
throw
true.
that out there.
Yeah, but Big B, didn't you go to Coffeyville for like basketball?
No,
Like,
it
we're
was
gonna-
after I played basketball.
That's Tyler Perry.
Like, yeah, right. Hey, let's not forget, Big B was basketball first, and football was his backup.
Yep.
Like that's legit. Like Jimmy Graham at Miami.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Go ahead.
21-10. I like it.
21-10 at halftime, folks. Enjoy your
Okay.
Pop-Tarts. Lucky, thank you so much for joining us.
Man, this was awesome. Fitzy, by the way, probably the fastest response time. I'm disappointed I didn't get to fourth quarter, but I get how Kelly would be a much better draw for the fourth quarter, especially with the live bets and everything like that. So
Yeah.
she's plugged in.
There's,
But hey,
go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you. Like I honestly, like you guys, you don't know this, but Fitz texted me, and like I literally was like in 2 seconds, right? You're like, well, I didn't send it yet, and I'm like, yes,
It was awesome.
because I tried doing this with Barry Switzer and Coaches Cabana like 10 years ago, so I'm all for this, and it's great. So thank you,
Thank you
all.
for joining us. You're
Yes.
the best.
Cheers,
I love you,
Nick.
brother. We
He
need to
is
have bourbon
Yes,
and wings
cheers.
sometime.
Cheers,
He is the best.
cheers.
Cheers.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Take care of Big B. You guys
I
keep doing your
will.
thing.
Easy,
bro.
man.
All
Okay.
right, peace.
See you, brother.
Hey, wait, hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Jerome Tang in the backstage right now?
No, not yet.
Then guess
Not
what? Kick me off as soon as he gets here because I want to hang with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Okay.
That's
Mr. Gilbert, thoughts on this first half?
Say what?
Thoughts on this first half?
You just want to get me involved, don't you? How nice
I
of you.
do. I really
It was
do.
great. It was great. I mean, the second quarter was so much better with you in here, right? With no offense to Michael.
I'm going to tell Bishop you said that.
I
Right?
was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That was good, man. This has been a lot of fun.
I've never had a
it's-
backstage with so many people in it. I was like, it's awesome.
That's so cool.
Oh, it's the
Hey.
overtime with Nick Lecky. There you go, Fitz.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like it.
Your new host
Oh,
of the
hey.
overtime.
The comments are always legit. Like
They are.
to me, Instagram or YouTube, the comments are fantastic. So wait, Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Hanley, both Pittsburgh guys. What's the deal?
We're
I'm a
just
fair
playing
weather.
it cool until we get to the playoffs. Okay, we're just playing it cool. That's
And
all.
you know
that's
who will play
happening.
this weekend, right, Wally?
Yes, we do know. Yes, we
have a
do
Seattle
know.
Seahawks.
Oh, you're
game
a
this weekend,
Seattle
too.
person?
Oh, yeah. Big
For
time.
always,
Okay.
For going way back. Way back.
like
Gotcha.
Steve Largent back.
Not that far back, but I was like
I
I
was
was
gonna say, I
like a
bet he's
Rick-
not that old.
Ricky Waters, Benny Blades.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the classic, the vintage, which I hope we go back to more often. That royal blue with the real
Oh, that was
green.
cool. That
Oh.
was cool. Solid sports logos in Seattle because the old Ken Griffey Jr. Mariner hat was cool,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the vintage Seahawk with the goggle on the helmet was
Yeah.
that was a cool look. That was But so I'm
Kraken's
down
pretty badass.
right. That's solid because Big Bay. I'm down here in Dallas, and SMU has the absolute best logo. It's the D with the
Yeah.
Mustang, and I'm
Yeah.
a Grapevine Mustang, and our high school mascot ripped off the SMU Mustang. So it's like, man, this is perfect. So it's the only college I'm allowed to wear myself.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you this because we don't get to talk about it on our other place, but who do you like in the college football playoff? The two games. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but the Michigan Alabama game and the Texas Washington game. Who do you like?
Bama and Texas is what it's going to
Yeah.
be, and it's a no-brainer because
Yeah.
Texas has the size to match up with anybody.
Yep.
Offensive line wise, and they really went down to Tuscaloosa and just beat the fucking brakes off of Bama. Like absolutely, it was like Quinn was never even like tried in that whole
Nope.
thing. So like it's gonna be Texas, right? Is that Texas Bama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I just think Bama is going to be they have more athletes than Michigan, and they're going to out athletic them. And I don't think Washington has seen a defensive line that Texas has. I think they're going to get physically whipped. I know they throw it around a lot, and their offense is great. Their defense is terrible, but they haven't faced a D line. They're going to get after Penix Jr., and I think that game could actually be a blowout. Personally,
well,
I think-
here, yeah,
I think it'll
and
be
I
brutal.
agree. And here's my thing: you punish Florida State for not having the proper quarterback or injuries, and they don't have
Mhm.
that Ohio State with Cardale Jones or whatever the hell that dude was. But you can't tell me the ACC is not like the SEC is Bama and Georgia. That's it.
Yes.
Big 12, same. Oklahoma, Texas, that's it. And then US, like Pac-12, who do you like out of there to be like, hey, listen, come send your best representative to play in a football playoff? Nobody. And it's like we're acting like it's skewer. And I'll be glad for the 12-team playoff because like my wife and kids get upset when like K-State's 15 and 20, and I'm like, if you're not top 10, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I have this
Right?
vision of Jerome Tang is on his 4-wheeler down at the quick shop,
Right.
gassing her up.
A quick shot by Darris.
Okay. And he's like, oh, crap. I'm supposed to be. And he's like speeding now and getting pulled over.
Is he on a
Tank on the
Banshee?
four-wheeler?
What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is he on a Banshee or is he on a like a hunting four-wheeler, right?
I don't know. I think it's a glorified golf cart, probably.
If he ever joins us, maybe we could ask him.
Well, I know.
Right,
I don't know.
exactly.
Hey, Lecky, you thought you were fast with your response. Tang was like, boom, I'm in the backstage, he said. But
I love him. As a college basketball coach, you got to be adept with
he
that
is
selling.
here. Lecky, you're out.
Nice.
He's here. He's on his second line.
See you, Nick.
Boy, I didn't know you were down there, Coach. How long have you been down there?
Not long.
Okay, good. Because I got like 5 across here in my backstage area, and you were down a line, and I couldn't see it. I've never had a podcast with so many people. This is awesome. So you watched the game. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, I was watching the game, and then you guys got to talking. I was actually listening to y'all, and you were way more entertaining than the game at the time. and y'all were actually ahead of me. And so you would say, like, oh, no, he caught the pass. Or, man, we can't let him get a field goal right now. And so
It's like
it was quite entertaining.
we live in the future. Mhm.
Yeah.
We live in the future.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
I was actually, I saw where Kelly said she was going to be on, and
Yep.
I was about to text you and go, man, I can't believe you didn't ask me. And then I got your text message. That's why I was so fired up.
I'm telling you what, folks, if you haven't ever seen Kelly Stewart, Kelly in Vegas, we saved her for the fourth quarter for a reason. There's a phrase to describe it perfectly. It's called shit show, and it's going to be glorious, and it's Kelly. Win or lose, there's going to be a whole vibe going on. Some people are type A. She's type AAA. She never stops. She's amazing. But yeah, this has been an entertaining game, and you know what? I'm impressed with Avery. He's not just relying on his run and falling back on that. But boy, when he took the ball that one time with the great pump fake, that was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, no, that was really good. And I actually was like, man, he might be trying to show off his arm too much. So go ahead and run that thing a little bit more. But I totally get it. And so the young guys look really good out there, and so it's a lot of fun. I love the fake field goal, the punt.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm watching bowl games, and I'm seeing these guys who are interim coaches, and they're like punting or kicking field goals on 4th and 2, and I'm like, if I'm the interim, I'm doing everything. Like I'm
Absolutely.
throwing 4th and 11, I'm going for it. Like let's go. What are they gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah.
Coach, if I'm remembering right, I know Manning was part of it because of Taj, because of his cousin. But didn't you maybe have say hello or whatever in Avery Johnson's recruitment too as well?
Yeah, I got a chance to say hello to both of them. I offered both of them to play basketball if they came. I told them if they told me they would come in early, I'd order uniforms for them so they'd have swag. And whatever we can do. Because whenever football is good, it allows every sport on campus to be good. And
Right.
that's just so important, man. It's nothing like recruiting on a Saturday in man happiness. And so I want Coach Kleiman, those guys, and they're already really good. But any little bit I can do to help, I want to be a part of.
Cole Carmody's in the chat right now wondering, is Ryan Gilbert alive? He's not. He's not alive.
I've got the important question, Coach. A lot of people on Twitter were upset with your selection of Pop-Tarts without the frosting. I want to give you the floor.
Oh, wow.
And explain your reasoning here.
Controversy.
Well, first of all, I'm colorblind, right? So I only take taste into count when I'm talking about things. I didn't realize that picking a red Pop-Tart would mean something playing a red team. I mean, we eat steak when we beat the Longhorns, right? And so why not eat the red Pop-Tart? And
It's science.
But my reasoning behind the non-frosting is that it makes me feel like I'm doing something healthy. And normally it's a peel it out the wrapper kind of thing, but I do agree with Nick that, you know, if you have time to toast it, it does add a little extra something to it.
Okay. So it's just you and me, Brian. It's you and me against Coach Tang and Nick Lecky. We'll keep the poll going into the second half because
I'm on your side too.
So what flavors do y'all like?
Coach, I had my first Pop-Tart in about, I don't know, 40, 50 years the other day during a daily delivery. And it was the frosted strawberry that they actually had in the bowl trophy. Mm-hmm. I think I'm good on Pop-Tarts.
I think I'm a brown cinnamon or brown sugar guy, but me and Brian, we're straight out of the bag, Coach.
Oh yeah.
We don't have time to.
Well, I don't have time to toast them either. I'm straight out the bag.
Okay.
A cup of coffee and a banana in the morning at home, and when I get to the office, it's open the Pop-Tart right out the box and right before staff meeting.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got another question for Coach then, and this kind of goes back. You were talking about it when you were answering my Avery question. It made me think of Rico Gathers. Is if you had to pick one player on your roster right now that you think could play a little football if given the opportunity, is there one?
Yeah, Buddy Rich. Buddy
There
Rich. Yeah, he's a freak. You know, Rico Gathers was a freak. Like, I mean, the stuff he could do fit at his size, the speed, the athleticism, hands. I mean, he's the all-time leading rebounder in Baylor history. 2 hands on the ball, you're not getting it from him. And if he was serious about football, he could be like a Hall of Famer kind of. I mean, that's the kind of talent that he had. And so we were blessed. I mean, Ish Wainwright played football.
Yeah.
Kendall Wright, the wide receiver, he played basketball. He was a scout team All-American. He would come to practice. All he would do was be on the scout team, but he would come in and he would get up more shots than Tweety Carter in practice. That's
Wow.
that was Kendall Wright for you right there.
Gotcha.
I'd like to see Caleb Rich play some defensive end.
Oh man,
Hopefully Climate doesn't steal him from you.
Or tight end.
Tight end, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Man. So,
Yep.
Coach, I have a wild story. I know you coached with Scott Drew for a long time, and back in 1994, he was at Valparaiso coaching with his dad, Homer, and I'm in the same grade as Bryce, and they were recruiting me to go to Valparaiso, and I remember he called me, and then on the other line, I was talking to Philip Fulmer because I was thinking about going to play football at Tennessee. And he just said, Brian, you don't want to go there. What are you talking about? He kept me on the line for 30 minutes, and I had Philip Fulmer on the other line just sitting there, and he was talking and talking and talking. And I remember that like it was yesterday. I just remember first of all, I remember how good of a person that he was. And me and Bryce we became friends. But I remember that conversation. Is he still that same guy that talks and talks and talks?
Same exact guy, man.
Gotcha.
He can keep you on the phone. My first conversation with him was at 10 o'clock at night. He had me on the phone for 45 minutes. I tried to get off the phone with him, but he wouldn't take no for an answer, and I'm thankful for that. And so,
good deal. That's kind of how it was. He wouldn't take no for an answer. I just kept saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Well, come on, Brian, you got to do that. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And finally, I just told him my grandmother was on the other line, and he let me go.
Hey,
that's a good play.
Hey, B, they didn't tell you it was always 72 and sunny in a basketball gym, and so you should go play basketball. And
they did tell me that, and I actually did. Finally, I did that initially, and I went to Xavier, but my body said, you know what, Brian, we're going to keep growing. So basketball may not be for you anymore. So yeah, that was great. I remember both of those guys. They were great guys. Great guys.
Yeah, I was as an AAU coach. There was a guy on our team named Jamichael Finley.
Yeah.
And and Jamichael was a hooper, right? But he played football also. I didn't know how good of a football player was, but I actually went to his house to try and convince him and his grandma that he needs to stop playing football and just come play basketball for me at Heritage Christian. Yeah, they made a way better decision going to play football.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He was definitely pretty good.
So, Coach, were you listening about our conversation about your vehicle? What are the specifics on that?
The driveway's kind of big, and then the street in front of my house is not considered a city street, so they won't plow it when there's snow. So, I just this is really an investment in something that was very important for the household, not for me. And so I got to get a 4-wheeler with a plow on the front, and the plow comes off now. And so, yeah, I wasn't at the store speeding back, but I was hoping that it would the snow would stick to the driveway this past, so I could get out there and use it again. So,
in the spring and summer, will you drive that sucker up to the facility?
Well, it's not street legal. And so if I do, allegedly, I've not driven it on the road, allegedly.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping to work something out with the city that'll allow me to, just zoom around in it with, I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes.
I got another question for you, Coach. And it goes back to, it was when you were hired, and I got on the horn with Alvin Brooks III with AB3, because I remember covering him when he was with Coach Weber. And he told me a story, and I don't know if you'll remember, but I've always wanted to know, because I never asked him. After he told me the story, I never thought to ask him, well, what was it that you served him? But it was during, I don't remember if it was COVID, but there was that ice storm, right, that was in Waco that knocked everything out for, he talked about how it was days. And he said that you were at your house cooking on your fireplace, your home fireplace, making home cooked meals. What were you making? Because I think he said he went over and had a meal from your fireplace one day.
That's awesome.
Well, those guys, first of all, during that ice storm, my wife and I both had COVID. And we had no power in the house, but everybody was in the living room because it's the only place we could get any heat from the fireplace. And those guys were awesome, man, because they brought wood to the house, so we had enough wood to keep things going. And then, we had to cook, so I cooked breakfast and dinner. No, I think I cooked breakfast for him and Coach Nunes, and we was able to take it to he came over and picked his up, and then we took to Coach Nunes because he couldn't get out, and then I made I used to be a Boy Scout leader, right?
Of course.
No, for real, it was an actual job. It was hilarious, and I don't even like to camp, but I went camping, and we learned how to make these. They call them silver turtles. And so it's like ground beef, like meatballs, and then you put carrots and potatoes in it, and seal the foil paper and just put it on the fire, and you let it cook. And then everything cooks there, and then you take it out, and you have yourself, meat and potatoes with a carrot vegetable. And so I kind of made some of those on the fireplace and was able to pass them out.
There it is. Now
But when you have COVID, you can't taste anything. Like I lost my
Right.
taste, so I didn't know if it was good or not. I just know it was hot.
Coach, what's going to mean to have Quez Glover back or with you?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be huge. You get an experienced guard who's a double-figure scorer. Right now, we're in the 65 to 70 point range for the most part. When if we're playing good and you add 10 more points to that equation, now you're in the 75 to 80 point range, and you have a little more margin for error. And then it's going to help TP because it's going to give somebody else who can, play with the ball in their hands and make plays for other people. And he's a terrific on the ball defender, and he's got a burst so he can get downhill, and so that's going to help us. It's it's going to, instead of, I want to play 8. It's hard to figure that out because inexperienced guys, you're not sure what you're getting from him night in and night out. With him, we're gonna be able to figure that out pretty quick here in a couple games, and then it's gonna help us in the long run.
Well, appreciate you joining us.
Well, man, thank you guys for having me. Y'all do
Yes.
a wonderful job. Appreciate everything you do for us and how you cover all of our athletics and men's basketball. And we couldn't do what we do without you guys. So keep up the great work, and it's okay when you don't agree with me, and I'm all right with that because I like people who tell the truth, and I like being held accountable and being challenged. And I greatly appreciate everything you guys do. And if I can ever do anything to help, don't hesitate.
I remember earlier in the season you told me that, and I said sometimes telling the truth gets me in trouble. You saw it.
Yeah, but you never have to if you tell the truth, then you don't have to remember what it is that you said.
Yep, I agree.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just so that's my. I just like to roll with the truth, and you piss some people off sometimes, but for the most part, you can live with yourself, and I'm okay with that.
Probably why we get along. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you,
Y'all
Coach.
have a great night.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank you.
Coach. Appreciate it.
And I got my Pop-Tarts.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice. Let's we got James Gilbert standing by, and I'm gonna bring him in. Remove. Add. There he is. Where are you at? You look like you're in someplace fun.
I'm in a sports bar,
Nice.
Illinois. Yeah.
Good. What do you think so far?
Great game. Obviously, we're gonna run the ball. I feel like that's what we gotta do. Defense playing pretty good for the most part.
Give me your evaluation of DJ Giddens.
I like DJ. I've been following him ever since he got to K-State. I like that he's grown over the last couple of seasons. Like I said, he's a future back, so I like where he's heading and his developmental standpoint. I think I'm ahead of you guys.
You saw the throw over the top there?
Yeah.
I think James is our bad luck charm. We got to get him out of here.
Yeah, immediately. You get in the room and they make a big play.
DJ Collins, Gills. If you
Right?
lay down the money, on DJ Collins from our bet on it piece,
Yep.
you just hit one throw.
Good call.
That's pretty good coverage, too, though.
I was just about to say that was really good coverage by Keenan Garber.
But like we talked about, it's not about. I mean, they can have such good coverage, but with the size
6'4".
advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Jerome Tang. He brings a crowd to your podcast. We were up over 600. We're around 4. Well, we're heading down towards 400. It's like, oh, Coach Tang's gone. It's great of him to join us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Hey, James, what do you remember from your year about like Connor Riley's involvement and kind of offensive, even if he wasn't calling the plays, about maybe influencing a play? Was he pretty vocal about stuff?
Absolutely. As far as the run games, he'll meet with the running back, say, this week we're designing the ball to hit right here in the A gap, and 9 times out of 10, most of the time it hit where he says that, and then if not, just go be a ball carrier and make it happen. So, yeah.
I think that's something that just from people that we've heard from, I think Colin Klein was the brains, right, Fitz? But, I think Connor Riley had there was more vocal involvement from him, from BA, from LePac. I think it really is a week-to-week thing with that whole offensive staff. So whether he's co-OC or the OC, I think he's maybe more prepared than the average fan wants to believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaching by committee there.
Yeah. You got to bounce.
What?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that again.
Go
The ref was right there, so he had to get that right. But
Replay. Come on.
that's 4th down. They're not going to complain.
Go for a field goal.
Oh, see, I like this kicker. I'm telling you, he plays beer pong a lot.
Yeah.
Order some more wings, Braden. That's my kind of guy right there.
All right, 1-score game.
Good leg. So, James, you're from Indianapolis, huh?
Yes, sir.
You went to Arsenal Tech, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Arsenal Tech. I'm from, you may not know, I'm from Jeffersonville, which is all the way south,
Yeah.
right across from Louisville. So we used to beat up on Arsenal Tech in basketball when I was in high school. It was a long time ago, long time ago. I'm 100 years old.
Before the turn of the
Brian.
century.
Could have been that long
You
ago.
look good for 100, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So that means that we've got 3 guys on this podcast that have lived in Indiana, because I lived in Indianapolis for 2 years in middle school. Had I gone to high school, I would have been at Hamilton Southeastern, James, which is up in Fishers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So had I stayed, that's where I would have been. I think they were the Hamilton Southeastern Royals.
I couldn't even tell you what their names are. Mascot.
I don't remember them being tremendous at football when I lived there.
They were decent.
While we're in a break here, let me do this real quick. So we got this parked for future replays. I clicked the wrong one, but it still worked.
You and your ads.
I know. I'm
I mean, you
greedy,
gotta pay
man.
us somehow, I guess.
Look, I got to keep paying you. I mean, those nickels add up.
Right?
I'm trying to have enough nickels to pay you.
So for viewers, James is at Purdue on the support staff there with the Boilermakers. What's the best and worst part about being a Power 5 staff member?
I say the best part is just, learning from those guys, because those guys have been like everywhere, like just learning that experience. So, for example, our offense coordinator, Durham Harrell, he come from like the Mike Leach tree. So just learning that, the offense of, you don't want to put too much on a player, but you want to find out what you're good at and be able to run it multiple different ways. So just keeping it simple from a player standpoint, and just be on the recruit. And I say like the worst part would kind of be just not being able to handle or manage your own room, like I said, because you're the support guy. So that would be the best and the worst for my experience so far.
What's your day to day? What are the hours like? Pretty heavy.
I know, like during the season, it's a grind. That's everywhere in the country. But after the season, we just hit the ground straight running for like recruiting. So getting a lot of guys signed for mid-year. We got like 26 guys signed, which is really going to be big for our program. Our head coach wanted to get more size and depth for each position. So I feel like we did that this recruiting cycle so far. Yeah.
Probably a different kind of staff too than what you had at K-State, only because Coach Walters is pretty young, right?
Right.
A lot of youth on that staff.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's like what makes it so good. So be able to relate to kids, and you see a young staff, guys, coming to building, be able to be ourselves, don't have to micromanage ourselves, like get your work done and get out the building and stuff like that. And I just said, just sharing personal experience with the players. I feel like that's why we sell our program, because of the relationships we build with the players on and off the field.
By the way, I told Coach Kleiman you were joining us, and he says hello. Not recently. He's busy right now.
Oh.
So if this game goes into overtime, I feel like Coach has to be the guest, right?
Yes, we'll bring Coach Kleiman on during overtime.
So Kleiman, give me a job.
Yeah. Well, that was a question that I had, was like, how open would you be to coming and working at K-State if they were to offer something?
I mean, that's like one of my goals to do. I've been reaching out lately, but like nothing's been open.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get that done soon. I'd love to be back in Manhattan.
Okay, I'm going to let you know when this ball snaps, so everyone knows where we're at or where I'm at compared to everyone else. If they actually go back to the game, it's a great
Well, I'm
time
ahead of
to
you.
interview.
Yeah.
Yep, you're always ahead of me.
We just got stuffed.
Here's a snap, and he's going to get stuffed. Yeah. I got an insider that told me how that's going to go. Oh no!
They shut the
Uh,
Wi-Fi off at the bar.
and he's back.
Dang it. Sorry, everybody using.
Was that Kleiman on the phone? Did he interrupt this?
Yes, exactly.
Got a job, James. OC's open.
Okay, let's see what we do there. They definitely had a discussion about going low on DJ.
At
They
halftime.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly genuinely surprised at the lack of reads that Avery has just kept himself. I thought with the QB reads that he might keep a few of these.
You know, I wonder if there's been a conscious decision to try to,
Well-
limit what he's doing. Yeah. Don't
More of
blitz
that. More of that.
him. You blitz him, you're going to pay a price.
Yeah. And it's when you blitz them and when you get it blocked.
Right.
And then, so good for him.
That didn't work out.
You quit ruining plays for the rest. Oh my gosh. Where are you going?
I told you it wasn't going to work out.
Carver.
Yeah.
So, James, as someone who's a big NFL fan, you had some time with the Rams, right? I guess how tough was it to finally, I guess, quote unquote, retire from playing and transition into coaching?
It was pretty tough because, like I said, I came out that 2020 year, that COVID year, so really didn't get a lot of opportunities, I want to say. But from my college experience, I always share with the coaches that after, if the professional career doesn't like last or work out, I want to come back and coach. So I put that in the air, and then like I said, I just completed my 4th year, and I'm going to my 5th year next year. But I always knew coaching would be my path once I was done playing. So just been continuing to grow and develop as a coach, a young coach.
Awesome. You planning on staying at the college level? Any thoughts on high school? Or are you just going to stay at that level or even higher?
So actually, my first year coaching was at a high school. It was in Indianapolis, Lawrence Central. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yep.
So I coached there. I coached the running backs and got to call a couple plays for like the junior varsity offense. And then,
Okay.
After I completed that season, I wanted to test the college work to see what that was like. So I went to like a local NAIA college called Marion University, which like they're pretty good at that level. So I ended up going there, coaching the running backs, and then last year, 2022, I was at Central Oklahoma in Edmond. I did that, coached the running backs and fullbacks, and then recently got to Purdue earlier this year.
Nice.
Big B, our guy, Coach Tomlin, I know he said that coaches, they coach because you can't play, and it's either because you're not good enough or your time is up and you're too old or whatever. And so you got that hunger in you, right? It just keeps you in the game.
Yeah, and like I said, this is the closest thing you can do to get you to the game. And like I said, I just love like sharing my personal experience, sharing my story with the younger guys, and just seeing them develop over the years and graduate and be successful on and off the field. So that's why I do it for. That's my why.
I got you. It's not the same, but it can be just as fulfilling, man. I get you. I get it.
Is there a lot of shit talking between you and Coach Deneen?
Oh, absolutely. We got like 3 guys from KU, so I'm always getting them stuff. They getting me stuff, and like I know they played. Was it who they played the other day in the bowl game?
UNLV, yeah.
I said I normally don't root for you guys, but you guys did a hell of a job. They sent me some bad emojis. So yeah.
This another personal foul was just called in that game.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was nuts.
Yeah. I think Nick Lecky should have been ref in that game.
Jeez. Some of them were legit, but there was a face mask that, he got him way down here. He called a face mask. There hasn't been good officiating. This game hasn't been bad, but there's been some pretty bad officiating this bowl season.
James, what do you remember about the recruitment of being a transfer, and how was it quick? Was it like, did you feel pressure to like reach a decision fast? And
I just know, like, really. So all these guys like transferring, internet transfer portal and stuff. Like older guys, it's really, you go through it after high school, and then you start learning like the ins and outs of what to look for, the questions to ask, and stuff like that. Because out of high school, you 18-year-old kid, like, oh, they got nice uniform, they got nice facilities, like, oh, I'm coming here. Now it's like you get older, like, what's the scheme? How do I fit in this scheme? How are you going to use me? Stuff like that. Asking the hard questions. And now today it's like these kids don't even care about playing time or starting and this and that. They asking how much money you paying me. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy. So that's, like I said, that's just where it's going right now. So I would say just very different. I always say I came out late, went in too late, stuff like that. And I'm not mad at these kids ask for money. So it's like, if you can get that money now in college, like whatever $250, whatever they're paying these kids, because everybody wants to play professional, but that's not guaranteed. But if you can get whatever you can get now, like, take it. I'm not mad at those kids. Like, do it. I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah, it's just different.
I mean, you go to college to get a job to make money. So
Right.
if you can get that money while in college, why not do that?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Like I was messaging a guy at a Power 5 school, coach the other day, and I was asking him about like, well, how do you guys go through the transfer portal process and recruiting and all that stuff? And he was like, you got to be early. You got to get in on those kids quick because everything is sped up for them. And he was like, with high school kids, you can still bring them in, right, and have them try on the jerseys and have them on the official visits and wine and dine them. And he's like, man, these transfer guys come in on their visits and it's like a business meeting. They might have their agent with them. You know what I mean? Like it's become so NFL.
And the bad thing about for the high school kid is like if you're not a 4-star or 5-star kid, it's like your opportunity gonna get cut short because, like I said, if your job is on line, you're gonna get that portal kid because he has experience to keep your job versus getting a high school kid. And also this advice for the high school kids, like you might have to go to a junior college or like a D2 or a D3 or whatever, get your film for a season or two, and then get back out there on the market and transfer and ask for whatever NIL money that you're looking for, or whatever. But that's just, like I said, the portal is kind of hurting the high school kids, but it's not necessarily bad. You just got to be patient and wait your turn.
So here's a question then, another thing while we're talking transfer portal, because I think you got a great perspective, and this is something that I know Fitz and I talk a lot about. With regards to Purdue and how you guys handle evaluating the transfer portal, do you have someone on your staff that is like assigned to the transfer portal, like on a yearly basis? I mean, that's his job.
So I wouldn't say it's exactly one person, but like we got a whole recruitment department that kind of handles all of that stuff. Like you said, you got to reach those guys early, so they take care of all of that. And then when it's time to make the official visit, get to our campus or get in front of the staff, then we start getting involved. We're always calling guys, texting guys on a daily basis. We got like a call sheet that the recruiting department gives us on a weekly basis, especially during the season. And like I said, these last couple of weeks is just getting guys on campus, showing them what we're about, what we're selling our program, and just going from there. So, like I said, we got a handful of guys that help in the recruiting department, and then like our GM, he's kind of in control of that runs the show. So, yeah.
Nice. James, quick question. I have a friend that's that coaches basketball and at the collegiate level, and he enjoys the process of putting a team together every year, even though it's at the college level, kind of like they do at the pro level. Do you enjoy that aspect of it, knowing that you're going to be putting together a new team every year, or would you prefer to have more guys stay around and kind of build it that way?
I mean, like I said, the way it's going, it's like it's a business. It's just like the NFL. Like from a personal experience, we go from trying to recruit guys and replace guys, basically trying to get better guys. But at the same time, while you're recruiting, trying to bring guys in, you still got to recruit your roster to make sure they stay. So we lost a ton of. So even though we brought those 26 mid-year guys in, we also lost like 20 guys to transfer portal too.
Correct.
So, and just moving forward, that's what it's going to be every year. You got to pay your guys to stay. got to pay other guys to come in. And it's like I said, it's just like an NFL cycle in free agency. So,
it's not good defense there, boys.
No.
Can't fall down on pass coverage.
It's looking like the beginning first couple of games of the season.
It's just like, and
they're figuring out they can throw deep.
Well, I mean, you just got to be athletic. I mean, I'm not trying to get on, but you can't be a corner falling down on pass coverage when, I mean, it's not. It was just a go route.
I do worry a little bit next year. I love the progress that Jacob Parrish has made. I love the progress that Keenan Garber's made, but I'd love to see a little bit more length at that position.
Yeah, I agree.
I think those guys are generously listed at their height and weight right now. They got to get some guys that can. I know Will Lee was supposed to be that guy. maybe the Tyler Nellum guy will end up having a hell of an offseason because he's got the same measurables and everything that Lee did, but the fact that he didn't see the field hardly at all this year doesn't.
I know we were just talking about it, but don't be afraid to dip back in the transfer portal after spring ball to get a guy, because and I mean, it's one thing. I can see offensive linemen, you want to get them in early and all that, but as a DB, you can go get a guy after spring and plug that guy in and have him play.
Toby's coming. Toby's coming. Get there, Toby. Nothing excites me more than that jet package and you see number 44 out there.
I know. I love him.
I mean, it's just constant excitement with him.
Is this kicker the Willie mascot? My goodness.
I know. The thick kick.
Ryan, he's like Harvin, the Steelers punter.
Yeah. Yep. Good comparison.
What is this? 52?
Ooh.
Let's put a little extra.
Hooked it.
Little six pack. Will you quit ruining the ending for us here? That's good recovery by the defense.
Good for them.
So how many points has NC State left on the board? They have the missed field goal, and then wasn't there the red zone where they settled for 3?
We stopped them.
Had a 7, yeah.
No, they had a turnover on downs in the red zone. Whew. They're moving the ball a little bit.
Oh, this commercial reminds me. Okay, James, we've taken a poll with all of our guests. Are you a Pop-Tart out of the bag or a Pop-Tart in the toaster guy?
I heard this question earlier. I'm kind of both. So, like I said, if I got a little bit of time, I will warm it up, heat it up. But if we're just like on the go, I'm just popping it up.
There you go.
Taking it.
It's all about the time.
Yeah.
Well, here's the one thing that I haven't heard anybody say is like, okay, I'm going to heat it up in the microwave for 30 seconds. Nobody has said that because I feel like that would just turn into mush if somebody tried to do that. That would be awful.
10 seconds, maybe.
Here we go. Ryan Gilbert, there's a little something here about you.
Man.
People think I'm an AI robot because I don't speak enough, I guess.
Comments
I'm
are
just here
ruthless.
for the good looks, right?
That would make a lot of sense if you were actually AI. Huh. I don't feel as bad at giving you so much shit. If you're AI, you don't have feelings.
I'm just the second best Gilbert in here.
I know.
There you go.
Gilbert.
I thought we was changing his last name.
I was going to say, I thought we did.
Ryan Gilbert. Brian Dilbert would be perfect, actually.
What was the name you gave me in the group chat?
I can't remember.
I chose to forget it.
I don't retain information like that. I'm a smart ass, and then it's gone.
Call you Ryan Fitz. How about that?
Yeah, we call him Gills, so he gets a Z on the end.
Everybody needs a Z.
This is the greatest commercial ever, sports commercial, because it's so perfect about the transfer portal. We can't lose you. Your whole offense, right? We can get a new quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah. Offensive linemen are hard to get. So.
Yeah.
You want to
I've
get them
been
early.
noticing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm saying you
I
want
was
to
gonna
get
say
those
I've been
guys early.
noticing, James, that like in the transfer portal a lot, guys are coming from. First of all, it seems to be offensive linemen. It's usually 3- and 4-year guys that have played somewhere and then coming and transferring in. And it's also you don't see a lot of like Ivy League schools or schools like that, but somehow that are going to the NFL. But somehow these guys are coming in and coming to Power 5 schools and dominating. Is that
Right.
the trend that you are seeing now just because they're older players?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I can't speak for any other program, but like for us,
Sure.
like most of the guys we got that's coming in January, most of the guys, like say 3 or 4 year guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it just comes down to what the kids are looking for, the family.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, everyone can find a home to go to. It's just about what they want. Like I said, for us, we're selling relationships with kids. Everybody else, you sell your uniform,
Selling money.
the money, all that kind of stuff. But the people in the buildings will separate us from everybody else in the country.
Okay, we are at I'm at 6:15 on the clock, ticking in case it's about to snap the ball. We do another check here so you know you're ahead or behind us. There, it's a snap. And Avery throws deep, and no. Good coverage.
So James and Big B, as former players, I mean, we've all remember Romo when he would call the plays before they happen. As a former player, is that easy as that to do? Did I miss something?
Coach B, you going or?
Go ahead.
Like so, for example, I remember after the 19th season, after I played, and watching TV, like watching the season next year, I could call every play out. Like I knew this is that he's getting the ball or he's a decoy or whatever. So I just think being familiar with the offense and just knowing who your coordinator is and stuff like that, you can kind of call the game out for say.
Yeah. My thing is that coordinator, if you know the offense, even though I'm not in it, I've known football. I watch enough K-State. So I know the formations and the plays and stuff like that. And so their tendencies,
right.
Distance and stuff like that. So when Romo does it, first of all, I love it. I love when he does it on the telecast and stuff like that. But those guys put in a ton of prep work to look at offense, to understand the game. So for him doing it, it's not that difficult because I bet you they're watching 60, 70 hours worth of prep work and tape building up to the game that they're doing that week, man. They're getting after it. So plus they have those pre-production meetings, and while they don't spill what they know is going on, they talk to those guys and they give them information about what's going on. Speaking of the Cowboys, I didn't like that last series.
I didn't
guys.
either.
I didn't like that last series.
They're gonna have to have Avery run.
Yep.
I understand they're trying to protect him, but man.
Well, they figured out too our run game. They figured out. They stacked the line. Part of the problem is receivers can't get off press coverage or man-to-man coverage. That's gotta happen. So.
That kid is hurting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last wide receiver that K-State had that could beat man coverage almost anytime he wanted. Tyler, you have to go back to Tyler Lockett?
Yeah.
Man, that's a long time ago.
Here we go.
Klanderman's bringing a lot more pressure, I feel like, the second half, but it's not always getting there. Purnell's been on a blitz almost every time. Toby's been on a blitz almost every time.
This is big. You got to just get him off the field, man. Don't let him continue this rhythm of moving it.
They have control?
Really? Ah! Update
Yeah.
from the studio. I have 2 dead asleep dogs.
Your dogs like to sleep.
Yeah, they get it from their father. What's funny
Y'all
is Becky's
see-
upstairs.
Is she?
Yeah, and they're down here with me.
That's because they love Dad.
They like the studio a lot. There's lots of treats. They absolutely have to get them off the field.
Hell of a lot better job this week than Iowa State for VJ Payne.
Yes, he was pretty dreadful.
Is that really saying a whole lot, though?
No, it's not.
This is NC State's game, kind of possession, grind you down.
Yep.
Just pick up first downs, own the time of possession.
Got to make
So,
plays,
James, I
bro.
assume you
Nice.
probably can't tune into every game for K-State, but you go back and watch replays or just highlights, or how do you keep up with them?
So you guys are familiar with like PFF?
Yeah.
So sometimes I get on there and just like I can go back to whatever and just like watch games I missed or just watch when I played. So that's a great resource to have. Obviously, we use Eto, so we got all the games in the country. So, but yeah, I go back and relate some moments here and there when I got some time.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in season, you probably don't have a whole lot of time to do anything but what you're doing.
Right.
Had to be a hole, did it?
I would think.
My gosh, he was past him and getting spun
on
around.
Toby. Yeah.
Didn't look like it.
Well, hopefully they're going to punt. I mean, if I'm them, I wouldn't, but looks
That
like
bugs
they're
me.
gonna.
That how the officials ignore that when a D lineman's got him beat and all of a sudden he's going backwards because he got grabbed hold of.
Good. Punt the football.
Maybe they'll try fake.
Yep, you caught it up.
Oh, look at that.
That's that. You jinxed us, man.
Oh, wow. Who was that?
That's Sterling Lockett.
Oh, wow. Sterling. Man, Sterling had a chance to at least take him down at what, the 20?
Just reached out.
Go at his legs and not his. Look
don't
how
even
big
know
the
if
guy is.
Two-hand touch would have taken him down with that.
Gotta make
Oh,
the
just
tackle
go at his
there.
legs. Oh, Sterling.
Yeah, that's.
Man, I know
Wally, in the
tackling's not
article
his
we had,
forte, but
Yeah, that's a
State
guy that
defensive
hadn't
touchdown.
played a whole lot of football lately.
I don't think the special teams counts as a defensive one, unfortunately, but
oh,
same idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo.
Ooh.
VJ Payne. Ooh. The Velociraptor.
150 to go in the third quarter. 21-19 K-State. It's slowly slipping away. They better open it up a little bit here.
This is an absolutely huge offensive drive
It
here.
is.
What have you seen from NC State's defense, James, that you feel like maybe K-State could come out and exploit here? Is there anything they're showing, or?
I mean, like I said, I feel like we should keep running the ball. Like I said, when they get like a little too greedy, hit them over the top like play action. But I feel like what we're doing, obviously, like kind of Coach Connor is calling the plays, and like he's gonna see a bit more running, which is totally fine. I just say keep running. He's gonna hit them over the top eventually for a big one. And I would say we got to get every more involved in a run game, like design more runs. Like if that's what we gotta do to win this game, like that's what we gotta do.
Right.
Forget trying to save people or keep people healthy. Like we gotta win the game. So I would like to see more quarterback run.
I'd like to see quarterback run. They've kind of gotten away too. It seemed like, was it first half they were using that seam play to Oakley?
Yeah. But for the most part, they're fundamentally sound. You know.
Yeah, I mean their defense was. I know they're without, Wilson, but overall this is a strong defense this year. Hey, dog.
Wally, you have dogs too?
Oh yeah.
I don't think they've ever interrupted a podcast or
No,
anything you've ever done.
I
Unlike
keep
Fitz's.
I keep them upstairs for the most part. Luna.
Yeah.
Come here.
Only Fitz did the same.
Trying to get them in here.
Fitz, you're muted.
Yep, I'm surprised I made it that long.
No?
Okay. Yep. That wasn't gonna work.
That get hurt.
There they go.
What is this guy doing, man?
I think he's mad. He thinks he kicked them. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know how many
Football,
yards
young man.
Chase Brown
Football.
has. Chase Brown's definitely cashed the over by now.
What is going on?
Chase Brown's at 41.
That's it.
Well, maybe, 4 for 41.
Jeez, feels like he's done a lot more than that.
There's your guy.
Was that a quick whistle?
Oh, his knee was down, I think, when he caught it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that seemed like an awful quick whistle.
What was he over on Jace Brown?
Last night it was like 48, but I know it's
I think it was
gone up
45
since.
Yeah, I thought it was like 48 and a half when I saw.
Yeah.
He'll get it.
Yeah, they still got a quarter left.
You got to catch the football.
Yeah.
Oh, man, issue the hands. I'm telling you, receiver has been a problem for an extended period of time. Just not enough guys.
Not enough guys.
Well, I see why I didn't catch it now.
You guys think Lamar Jackson is the best comp for Avery?
I don't know. It's tough making comparison to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson is really, really good. And when Lamar Jackson was in college, he was really, really good. So I don't want to put that expectation on him as of yet. Let him get a season under his belt, and then we can talk about it. But I think people – I love the question, though, Ryan, but I just think people put those kind of expectations on some people a little bit too early, and then they expect him to be that. And I just – if you go back and you look at some tape of Lamar Jackson when he was in college, his last 2 years, he was incredible. He's literally incredible. So if we get that, then, I mean, okay. You know, and literally if we get that, we'll be saying, and I love Mike Bishop, but Avery will be the best quarterback that's gone through K-State ever, and it won't even be close. So let's just say let's try to get half of that or 3/4 of that.
Do you think they've been holding back the quarterback run game for the fourth quarter?
1,000%.
Yeah.
They have to be Fitz.
There's no way it's just by chance the play calling. I think they've been sitting on that to make sure he gets to the fourth quarter.
Do you guys think that's ultimately Riley or Kleiman who's making that call?
That was probably both. It was probably a group decision. Let's not get him hurt in the first half.
Yeah, they have to be.
No. James, I appreciate it so much, man. Hope we get you back in Manhattan.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you keep knocking on that door.
Yeah.
And
sure.
Fitz put in a good word with Kleiman.
They
I will.
can use some transfer help.
I'm gonna at the end of the quarter here, I'm gonna be texting him all kinds of advice. I'm sure he'll check his phone.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Ben.
man. Have a good one.
Oh, she is waiting in the wings. She is waiting. Let me get the right break here. Here we There's Kelly. She's not in a bar. It's a great
I'm not at a bar.
It's so quiet.
I was at a bar that was very loud, and then all of my coworkers elected to go home at halftime because it just looks so easy. We just had the W all but locked up, and now here we are. So maybe I should go back to said bar because ever since I got in this hotel room, we have not done anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm very disappointed in your new coworkers. They're going to get the look of shame.
Yeah, they should. Unfortunately, I went from working with 21-year-olds that wanted to go out and do everything every single time I was in town to working with people that were my age that want to go home to their families and go to bed.
That's a bad work decision on your part. We really are a lot alike. When I was your age, I was hanging out with 21-year-olds and drinking too.
Listen, I feel 21 for what it's worth. Does that still count?
Yes, absolutely. Until the knees go, you'll never feel young again.
My knee has been broken since 8th grade basketball.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Kelly, how are the bets looking on the game?
What's that?
How are the bets looking?
So I actually have a terrible number on K-State. I laid 3.5 before Colin Klein elected to jump ship and go to Aggie land. And I kind of had a feeling that was going to be the worst number. So me and a couple of my coworkers spoke about it. Said, hey, we know Will Howard's not going to be starting, but I don't think there's much of a drop off between he and Avery. So let's figure this out. Before Kobe transferred and before we knew that Brooks was going to be out as well. And this is for Trayshawn, but I like Trayshawn Ward. He was a very dynamic player, but he can't hold a candle to DJ, so he had to leave. And we're seeing that. DJ's able to just completely run all over the place like he has all season long. So I didn't think there was going to be much of a drop off. And that's all we've seen basically since I bet 3.5. I thought it was going to go up to 6. And it's down to 2 before kick. So I have a terrible number in pocket at the lovely Hard Rock bet here. I'm not in Florida, but I bet it in Florida. But it is what it is. Like, this is going to be kind of one of those games where K-State's going to win ugly. I have a feeling that I missed it. I was like just kind of getting everything set up. Was that a fake punt return that they returned the favor on? Was that a botched snap that just somehow turned into a
Nope. I hiked it to centered it to one of the 3 up men. They were in an interesting formation. I could see that going.
Interesting. Well, it worked out well for them. Luckily, Armstrong got absolutely creamed on the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Kind of do sometimes miss those special teams you references because it would appear that maybe our special teams needs a little bit of beefing up.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been on that train all year long.
Yeah.
My 7-leg parlay on this game is not going well.
Well, hey, everybody that cashed Avery anytime touchdown plus 125 there in Kansas, I think it was BetMGM that had it. I couldn't get it anywhere. And then I had a couple KU fans, asking me on Twitter during the show. They were like, you don't like this? And I started looking and I probably would have wussed out on it, frankly. NC State does not give up rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks. They just don't. And so that is a little bit different. I wouldn't say that Avery is quarterback-esque in the way that he runs either. So, breaking ankles already, you love to see it. I was happy. So at least for the K-State fans that did have the guts to bet those, they got a nice plus money cash early.
Yeah, I bet 2 touchdowns.
Oh, well, he might have another one in him.
He's going to need to have another one in him.
Yeah,
no doubt. But I did bail on betting the spread in that I just bet the money line on K-State.
There you go. What'd you lay? 130? Oh.
Well, this is part of a parlay. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
This is my freshman star parlay. It's all Avery, Concepcion, Jace Brown. I mean, that's all my props are in freshmen.
I'm not, which book did you bet it on? I'm happy that whichever Kansas book this is actually had the guts to put out some decent player props.
FanDuel. Why am I?
Yeah, FanDuel had some good ones.
Okay. That's good. I mean, they should. I feel like every single one of these sports books should be having these amount of props on every single game. The problem is they won't. They're going to be too scared and they're going to limit their exposure knowing they're going to get whacked. But those are the types of things that make these games, especially these terrible bowl games where we've seen spreads go completely off one direction and be completely wrong. At least that makes the game more entertaining, be able to bet, the next touchdown or, a certain receiver over or under their passing yards. Like those are the things that are going to get the younger crowds really excited and into these games a lot more.
Fitz, what's going on with you? Are you all right, man? I'm the new Fitz, I guess.
Yeah.
You are the new Fitz.
I'm not as big, but
I don't know what's going on. Like,
welcome back.
There you go. Bad Wi-Fi.
No,
I figured my hotel
no.
Wi-Fi was going to be garbage too, but apparently it just fits his internet connection.
He's got that Nick Lecky connection.
Yeah, he was giving them a hard time, wasn't he?
Bad karma.
You there, Fitz?
Man, we cannot run the football anymore.
Ryan, what's with this like inside zone thing they just will not get away from?
Just can't get away from it. I don't know, man. Power football always works. And we have the line to do it, and we do not run enough of it. It's troubling, especially from offensive coordinator that is the offensive line coach.
So I would like to address the elephant in said room since Fitz isn't here. What the are we doing? Tell me we're not hiring from within. I don't want to hire from within.
They're gonna do it, Kelly.
Why?
They're gonna do it. I'm telling you, because they got to
do it.
They're afraid to change the offense with the quarterback that we have, and I'm like, if you just go out and hire a dynamic guy. No, yeah, I don't. I'm for it. I think go find a dynamic guy, change it all around, and if you get more dynamic on offense, we'll get better receivers. That's how it works. But I don't know. I don't know. It'll be frustrating.
What do I need to do? I'm really good at like raising hell. It didn't actually fully work out in my advantage the last time I threw a massive fit on Twitter, but like there's got to be something that I can do and get some people like fired up to say, hey, we should at least be out interviewing other big name coordinators or up and coming coordinators, maybe like a Willie Korn at Liberty, somebody that runs an up tempo offense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Anything.
I'm okay if Riley's the run game guy, but he can't be like the sole OC. I think it's got to be shared.
Well, I think
I'm very happy with what he's done with the offensive line. Obviously, we have one of the best offensive lines in the league. That being said, you're right. It almost has to be like co-offensive coordinator.
Right.
One of the guys is running the running game with the O lineman. The other guy is a former receivers coach that wants to open up this offense.
Here's my thing about it is it's basically if K-State wants to be known as one of the big boys. I mean, we're in a Power 5 conference. We want to be one of the big boys. You got to start doing what big boys do. And big boys hire from outside. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, I'm going to craft a tweet right now. Actually, I'm just going to retweet my original tweet that says we cannot hire within.
There you go.
I stand on this decision.
I like it. And it's not anything. I mean, I think that's what people have to get past too. It's not personal. Nothing is ever personal. We just want to be as good as we possibly can be.
Yeah, I think with the coaching searches and stuff, I think that's the one area where we've seen kind of Coach Kleinman's greatest strength and maybe his greatest weakness, and that's his loyalty. He wants to give his guys a chance, whether that's from promoting from within or even the guys that he's hired. I mean, I think Middleton had connections to this staff, right? Who else has he brought in that's been an outsider? Is it only Middleton?
Who does that sound like? And what was his greatest downfall?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I had dinner with the former, I'll say he was on the offensive side of the ball as far as coaching. He lives an hour away from me in Florida. His daughter was down for Christmas. We all went out, and I asked him, I said, I know you didn't love your time in Manhattan because of the expectation levels, but what do you think Bill Snyder did wrong? And he goes, he let all of these coordinators, the Stoops brothers, most namely, leave. And then he promoted their assistants, whether they were grad assistants or whatever, because he was so loyal. And what happened? Eventually, every single good person went out and made more money and left. And we were just left with just what it was. And it was a bunch of loyalty. I'm as loyal as they come. But there has to be, at a point in time, we say, okay, this isn't going to, you're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Is it loyalty, or was that just the easy thing to do?
I don't know.
That's the one thing. I mean, nobody says anything like that or talks about that, but it's like, was it just straight loyalty, or was it just easier because they're going to do my system and do it my way? If I hire somebody from the outside, they're not necessarily going to want to do that. So, I mean, I was in there. I was in the locker room, so I know some of the things. It's just, some of it's just easier. It's just easier to hire somebody that's going to do it my way versus somebody from outside and having to either make them do it my way, train them to do it my way. It's an easier thing to do. And it's not just K-State. There's plenty of other coaches around the country that do the same thing. So.
You're muted.
You're on mute, Fitz.
There you go.
Currently back.
Yeah.
I want to go back over there, Fitz. I want to be in your spot again.
What? So my computer's plugged in, but it wasn't charging. So I got down to 3%, and my computer just started running like hell. And then I realized, I haven't been charging. I'm at 4%.
We've been talking coaching.
Well, welcome back.
OCs
I've heard everything.
And hires and
yeah.
If this is the audition, it started okay and has not.
So I will say that I was on board with Colin Klein after seeing the Texas Bowl in person against a decimated LSU team. I was like, all right, fine. You win. My heart. Here it is. I'm on board with you, deserving this position. Was I happy with his entire play calling throughout the last few years? No. There were some moments in time where I was like, WTF. But overall, his audition was exactly what I wanted to see. The first quarter, fine. Parts of the second quarter, okay. The entire third quarter, what is going on?
Trash, yeah.
And I think this isn't an audition. This is, here's your new offensive coordinator, deal with it.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, and what's crazy about that, about what you guys are saying, is so the closer we've gotten to the bowl, I've started to, try and slide into DMs and make phone calls and texts about, okay, what's going on with the coaching vacancy? Because I know that they're in bowl mode right now, but like we've gotten so close to the game that you would think that maybe there are some things that are happening behind the scenes. And at least the people that I've talked to, it's been like, this is either so far behind the scenes, or they basically hit the pause button on everything and they'll just reassess after the game.
Fitz,
and I don't know if that's good or bad.
Nobody's been interviewed, correct? For the offensive coordinator? Okay.
Interviews, no. I think there have been some phone calls made.
Yeah,
but calls. Interviews,
well,
no.
The one thing about it is it's an old school way of thinking. They wait till the coaches clinic, that's too late. You can't do that anymore.
When is that?
Guys are taking jobs before that.
But you're right. You're right, Brian, because that's what they've done in the past. That's where they got Tui. That's where they've got
the old way of thinking. You can't wait until the coaching clinic at the national championship game.
See when that is.
To go and do that. You can't do it.
The only thing that hasn't happened in this game that I expected was an interception from Armstrong. I mean, maybe that was the Siegel drop, but
that was probably the Siegel drop. And we also know that if somebody else was in there, we would have had an interception, but I digress.
AFCA convention is January 7th through the 10th for anybody. curious.
Yep. That's
Thank you.
the national
way too late.
championship weekend. You
Way too
can't
late.
wait like that anymore.
I have a
Coaches
feeling-
don't wait like that.
I have a feeling that Willie Corn in how many days from now is that? New Year's Day. So that's Monday. Oregon's a huge favorite, right? They should boat race Liberty if they're at any point interested after losing the Pac-12 championship game, if they really care about a New Year's Day bowl. I have a feeling that Liberty's offense is going to be awesome and he's going to go get a new job.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making like 600,000. Let's go. Here we go. All right. We'll take it. Hi,
Oh, boy.
ladies.
Seth Porter.
Oh my goodness.
Did he house that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, Wally.
There it
Your
is.
daughters have to stay here. And son. Sorry, son and daughter.
There it is.
God, I'm happy for that kid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're all celebrating.
There it is.
I'm so
The
happy.
good luck
for
charms.
him. Oh, the flag.
Yeah, Ryan, your children must stay.
Where'd
now.
the flag
Sorry,
come
for the rest of
from?
eternity.
Oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Daddy, did you bring?
That wouldn't happen if Nick Lecky was officiating.
I want to see this again. I did not see anything.
Fired up.
Hi, dude. What's up, man?
Nope, they're not going to show us.
Yeah, climbing, going berserk too.
Kleiman's unhappy, man. That must have been a late flag.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm trying to
Kelly.
see if I can kind of,
We've talked a lot about the coaching and the important stuff, but on to the real topic at hand here. Your Pop-Tarts, do you put them in the toaster or no? You just eat them.
I don't eat Pop-Tarts. I had my first
At all?
Pop-Tart today. I don't eat any processed food, Ryan. It's
All right.
garbage. 90% of the food on the planet is garbage. But I did have a Pop-Tart today in honor of the Pop-Tart Bowl. And unfortunately, the studio did not have a toaster. Had they had a toaster, I would have absolutely got up and toasted it. But yes,
Okay.
I asked a PA to order me some Pop-Tarts today. And it was good, admittedly. I would probably cheat and have another Pop-Tart again if there was one readily available.
Here, I can ship these to you. These
No,
are the bites.
this is why I don't buy any of that stuff because I will eat it all. It's good. I admit it. I had one strawberry and one brown sugar cinnamon. It was good. Apparently, you're supposed to put butter on these things in the microwave or in the toaster. Like you have to take them out of the toaster and you put butter on them and you
There's
melt it.
Entire Family Guy song about that.
Apparently, and then so Brett told me that the other day. Had no idea. He's like, "What are you talking about? What was your childhood?" And I'm like, "Do you think we got Pop-Tarts? No, we got all these toaster strudel knockoffs. Okay, that's what we ate. We didn't get Pop-Tarts." And then also, apparently, you're supposed to cut it down the middle and put butter on it. I saw somebody else's tweet about it. It's the second butter Pop-Tart tweet. I wouldn't know. I do love butter though. My favorite food group.
Okay, there we have
Are
it.
we ever going to see this? Are they going to come back from this commercial?
No.
Or
They're not going to show it to us.
I've noticed on bowl season, ESPN's been awful about replays. What game was
Good
it?
thing you
Was
don't
it?
have the volume on.
Yeah, I heard. I've been looking in the chat and I've been getting texted. Said that the announcing has been god awful.
Are they there? They're remote. Are they remote?
They got to be there.
Huh. Usually, Anish Shroff does a good job, from what I know.
I mean, the one guy. Did you guys see how awkward he was? He's like he had never eaten a Pop-Tart before. He like barely bit off the corner. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
Can we not,
It's like you, Kelly. Never eaten one.
I've eaten a Pop-Tart before, just not in like the last 20 years.
See, y'all gave me grief about it. I thought I hadn't eaten one in a decade and counting. Just haven't had one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's just not a reason for me to eat one. I don't know.
No.
If I go to a gas station, I'm getting jerky. If like as a road trip snack, I'm not getting.
Sorry. That's a block on the side.
That's weak. That's weak. Weak.
That is. Well, how? He's got a hand in front. He's blocking him on the side.
That's
How the hell do you call that? And where's the flag? Why is the flag here now?
course not.
All he sees is that one hand in the back.
Oh my
It's
God.
not doing anything. That's
They must have thrown that really
piss
late
poor
too. 'cause-
officiating.
Yeah, the flag was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. Oh, he's
I
going to
think
go for
all we've
touchdown.
seen
I'll call it.
Poor officiating during bowl season.
It's been awful.
So I will admit it was really funny against KU. When it was against KU, I just could not stop. Well, I had a 12 and a half in pocket with UNLV. So it was even funnier being on the other side. But like they weren't not allowed to be half an inch off the line. They got 7 personal foul calls. So like at least the referees in that game made it like entertaining for me. Like, what are they going to call them?
Look, there were some bad calls, but Lance Leipold just totally melted down. And
He's funny. He's a crybaby, man.
They were starting to bitch about obvious calls. I'm like, guys, there are actual penalties. I know you've had some
actual penalties. I actually hadn't watched that many KU games in its entirety all year. I'd caught glimpses of them, obviously, but the only one I'd seen previous was the Oklahoma game because I had KU beating Oklahoma outright this year. They're just not that disciplined of a football program. They're just not.
No.
This is a big play, guys. Since the referees have entered the chat.
Yes, unfortunately for us.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know what in the hell we're doing at this point, though. They're not even trying.
What?
I mean,
I'll be right back. I gotta go.
What is going on?
it's not a good audition for the offensive coordinator position. I will say that.
Nope.
So-
And it sounds like, Brian, unless people get really, really fired up, namely
Nothing's going
myself.
to change.
Well,
Right.
and listen, I have zero power, right? I threw a pretty big fit about some of the other I thought were absolute utter travesties in regards to a few things over the last couple of weeks.
There you
and I'm
go.
very vocal about things that I don't think are right.
Right.
I think I had like this much pull in that situation. In this situation, I have zero. Like they're like, we don't care that Kelly in Vegas doesn't want
Right.
your offensive coordinator, and that's the reality.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I understand the whole, I want to keep it familiarized with everything, but I'm just and I've always been this way when it comes to K-State athletics. If we want to be part of the big boys, we got to do what big boys do. Just like I said earlier, we cannot continue to do the same old, and then complain that we don't get the respect that other people get respect for.
I would agree. Look what James Franklin did.
Yeah.
He had his poor performances this year from his offensive coordinator, so he fired him and said, I'm going to go get me an offensive coordinator who is going to open up this offense.
And that's funny because he's an offensive guy.
Yeah, he was an offensive coordinator.
He knew.
But he did know. He knew enough. And also, I think that is going to save his job at Penn State. Unfortunately,
absolutely,
having 9 or 10 wins should save your job, but not at Penn State. You're not going to get that.
Oh,
you got to go to beat Michigan or Ohio State. He couldn't do either of those this year.
That's right.
But he did still say, okay, I'm going to go get Andy. And that was
a great hire.
It was.
Yes, it was.
I got him.
That dude's the truth. He's good.
And you know what else is going to be frustrating too is I think in some years you could make the argument of, some of the creative young offensive play callers wouldn't have a desire to come to K-State. But if there was ever a year, you can literally have this kid as your quarterback for the next 3 years. Like I think
that's Jackson.
I think. Ooh,
will you calm down?
No,
you're living in the future. Oh my! Oh my!
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, they called.
Is there a foul?
Yeah,
there's our flag.
Oh, for
God's sake! I hope the same losers on X are screaming for collusion that they were screaming for collusion with KU. By the way, because there was a lot of "this game's rigged" tweets.
Right, replay.
Could you imagine if I tweeted "this game was rigged" right now? They would freak out.
It might be.
All right, Garrett Oakley, 86.
Frustrating.
Can't really say that. 50-50. I think that's kind of ticky-tacky, but it was 50-50.
Oh my God.
But that's not holding.
I think that's worse than the punt.
Oh my God.
I mean, where did he hold
He
him?
didn't hold him.
I mean, he hit him.
That's what Kleiman's saying. It's not a hold. God Lord, that's two really sketchy calls.
Go, Avery, go. All right.
Oh, you calm down.
I can't.
You're in a hotel. You can't delay it.
But yeah, like again, that kid right there, you can't tell me that there's not an up and coming offensive coordinator, quarterback coach that would be like, yeah, normally I might not be interested in K-State, but I'll go to K-State to be.
You can
to
build your resume
guy.
and get a job by coaching him.
And so that's where I'm kind of like, I think Riley's deserving, but I think maybe it's just a because I think if there was ever a year that you might actually go out and get a name, this is the year to do it.
Well,
I'm unhappy.
Got to figure
Yeah,
something
my
out.
phone's blowing up. BS call. All sort. I mean,
I'm unhappy.
Keep chewing clock though.
I know. That's interesting.
Now on that run play, they could have called holding on that. That was way more obvious. No flag. Unbelievable. It's just officiating is so bad.
I wish we had an angle where we could see when the flags are being thrown. Because I feel like the flags are being thrown late, like they're looking at the result of play and then, okay, we better call that.
Yeah.
I mean, that punt return, there was no flags in sight. And all of a sudden at the end of the play, there's a flag.
It's like in basketball, someone drives in and they miss a layup, they only call it.
Let it rip. Can we just have nobody that either can't get open or we're running routes that are like 50 yards downfield?
Yeah, that's.
you guys have no idea how many K-State, non-K-State fans. This is one of my proxy customers from like 2016 going, I'm not impressed with your offensive coordinator. Who is this guy? And I'm like, he's not our offensive coordinator, ... yet.
Yikes.
Yeah, this isn't going
The
as well.
yet
Kind of
part.
about.
And that's with a guy who's never seen K-State play, who I think he went to like Rice or something. Like the guy just
So he's not even familiar with major college football.
Yeah, and he is familiar with not this. Not when you have Avery Johnson.
Uh-oh.
How did I get so far behind everyone?
Thank you. I was just getting ready to say that is definitely a hold. Thank you.
Wait, what? They can call flags on NC State? I didn't know that was possible.
That is
It better not be on us. Yeah, it's on them. My phone's faster than my hotel TV, Fitz.
What the hell? Now, you know what?
You know who has the best, some of the best technology is the offshore bookmakers. That's why they're able to set the really good like live lines because they actually have people in the stands at most of these games get like seconds ahead.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Because what are we really delayed at home on cable? 5 seconds, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
And YouTube TV could be up to a minute.
There's a little dirty secret. A lot of cable now is just streaming. They're just putting a stream down the cable.
100%.
Go.
Oh,
I'm on the same channel as you.
Oh my gosh.
Fitz is angry. He's going to mute you.
Okay, I'll mute myself. I'll just sit here and pretend like I didn't
That's
think that.
not possible. I've known you a very long time. There's no mute button on you.
I just mean manually on your stream.
Oh. Yeah, the clock's running, man. We're under 5 minutes now. If they get a touchdown here and
Look, I feel good about us scoring here. I don't feel good about us playing enough defense to keep them from scoring.
yeah, but I mean, because of that 2-point conversion failure, you're going to be up by 9.
Yeah, that's true. Good math. Good math.
Mathing.
How come? Okay, same guy again doesn't watch K-State football. How come with a quarterback like this, there are not more quarterback designed runs? Why are his first down play calls so predictable?
If there was any time for a quarterback run, it would be right now.
Right here.
Yep.
I mean, right now. And we haven't called one all game. So it would be literally right now.
We're also in a weird situation where like we're kind of in that gray area with Tennant at this point on the field.
This is true.
Also are we running on 4th and 1? Why? I don't understand that.
Okay. So are we kicking?
No, you gotta go for this. You gotta
Gotta
go for this. You gotta go for this. You cannot.
I mean, I think he's going to go for it anyway because this is that area of the field that I feel like Tennant is most.
What yard line are we on?
I mean, at every level of football, if you're going for it on 4th down, on 3rd down, you have to run it when it's 3 or less. I mean, that is football 101.
Thank God. But in all seriousness, have we learned nothing from the Philadelphia Eagles on 4th down?
Hey, just sneak it. We got a pretty good line.
We have a great offensive line.
Jeez.
And they actually wanted to play in this game. Because you know what? If I was them, I'd be like, sorry, I don't want to get hurt before the NFL. See you later.
That's right. And they didn't. They came back. Just, oh my goodness.
So let's give them a nice shove.
I want to point out that I need an Avery touchdown right now, right here.
Quarterback draw.
Is the rest of your parlay alive, Fitz?
Oh yeah. It's all in game. There's still a couple things that need to happen, but
they're not. They're just going to keep handing it off. What are we doing?
I was going to say we're just going to hand it right up the middle.
I think Connor's
trying to chew the clock, which I get it
because our defense sucks.
They got 9 guys in the box.
What did they run? Less than a minute drill on us right before half. They did.
Yep.
I mean,
and they're going to start using timeouts.
The other thing I'm nervous about too is a lot of these play calls tonight I think have worked, and maybe that's by his design. Maybe he's utilizing what he knows best with the offensive line. But a lot of these, we won't have this line next year. Some of these calls won't work with the line that we'll have next year.
Well, another thing, Ryan, and that's a great point, is this should let us know what we need to still can go out and get. I know a lot of guys in the transfer portal are gone. There's going to be plenty of guys. You got to go get some receivers. They're going to look at Avery's numbers, and people are going to look at it and think, oh, man, this guy's inaccurate. That really hasn't been the case. He just has nobody to throw to. Guys are not open, can't get off separation, or can't get separation. So they just got to go get some people. Got to go do it.
Been a couple drops too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just Avery has not been inaccurate. I don't, at least from what I'm watching, he hasn't been.
I'm with you, Brian. And they've whiffed in the portal so far on receivers. They had the kid from UTEP that they offered early, and then that fizzled because they had no OC, and the kid didn't want to come visit if they didn't have an OC. The New Mexico State kid, that was a weird situation. He ends up back in New Mexico State. But the week he was supposed to visit K-State, he decides to visit Washington State. They get the D2 receiver from Tuskegee University on a visit. He still has not made a decision. Miles Price they got on a visit from Texas Tech. He chose Indiana over K-State. I mean, it's been whiff after whiff at receiver.
Is first of all, and I love Coach Kleiman. I do. I think he's great for the program. But the one thing that, and I think we've all kind of touched on this a little bit, is if this is an audition, you might as well just hire him and get it over with and move on, because you can't get guys in. Just like you said, Ryan, you're not going to be able to get guys in. If you're in the transfer portal, you're going somewhere because you want to play. Well, if I don't know who the offensive coordinator is, I'm not going. There's no chance that anybody is coming. So offensive line is different. You can get offensive linemen, but skill position guys, they're wanting to know, how often am I going to get the football? What are you running? And how do I fit into that? Well, nobody knows. So I just don't agree with the whole audition thing. Hire a guy, and whether it's good or bad, do it and move on.
I've been thinking about names. Anybody got any names that they've thought of that they would be interested in K-State calling for that job?
The only one that I had was Willie Corn from Liberty, because I don't think we can probably get from a school that's up above us, right? Brian talks about hanging out with the big boys. No one's leaving any other probably big time Power 5 school to come to us. outside of like a Cal or a Stanford or maybe somewhere like a Baylor or Texas Tech might, but like we're not ever going to get anybody from that would rather be at Colorado, Nebraska. Like it just is unfortunate, but it's true. So I'm trying to think of like those group of 5 schools where
I predict something good's going to happen on this play.
I don't know how I'm ahead of you guys. But
there you go.
That's a great ball.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
I get my Avery touchdown, but I got my Jays.
I think we have to go like maybe I don't even know if we could get a coordinator for who's the new coordinator for the Tulane. Who did God dang it. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna Google this.
I have Corn. I thought about Corn. Brennan Marion that was on the other night against KU. He's UNLV's OC. Young guy.
He was getting after his dudes.
Yes, he was, Fitz. Yes, he was.
I loved it. He was getting after his dudes.
Marion's had like 6 or 7 jobs already. Every year he was at Hawaii. He's had like 5 OC jobs.
He was at Texas, right? But I don't know if he was calling plays there or not.
No, he wasn't.
He replaced Andre at Texas.
Yes, he did. So he's a
and
guy.
Then didn't he get fired? Didn't Sark fire him too?
I don't know if he's fired him or if he ran him off or whatever. They were not happy with what they were getting from the receivers. That's true.
And that was big. It's a 2-score game now.
Marion. I thought of Corn. I mean, one that I've toyed with, Fitz, is because he and Connor Riley coached together at Sacramento State, but it is not a hire that I don't think would move the needle very much. He flamed out at Missouri, but he had a really good year this year at Boise, is Bush Hamden, and he's their OC there. Here's a wild one. I'm glad we're on a live stream so I can get your guys' opinions and maybe some comments. And maybe this isn't who you would want to pair with Connor Riley. Maybe you need somebody that even Brennan Marion, who's a younger guy, has had some experience in play calling, right? But I started to venture into the NFL market a little bit and think about like guys that aren't, maybe they're just a quarterback's coach, or maybe they're like a support staff role, but they're potentially qualified to maybe make a leap to an OC. Detroit Lions assistant quarterbacks coach, JT Barrett.
What's that name familiar?
Ohio State QB.
Ohio State QB. Yeah. He's been with the Lions for a couple years.
I don't hate it.
He's with Goff.
He's with Ben Johnson, more importantly.
Yes. I don't know.
I'm sure he's got some familiarity with K-State as well with this time with Adrian.
Well, and from what I remember, Ohio State wasn't running anything when he was there that was like way like Brian said, you don't want to get too far out of what they've been running.
It was the same stuff, Ryan. They were running the same type of stuff that he was there because he didn't have some crazy arm or anything like that. That's why he didn't play in the NFL. But you're exactly right. They weren't running anything that was any different. And I can tell you what, Avery is a more dynamic quarterback than he is.
Yeah.
By far. So I don't hate that. And I think you're on the right track with it too.
But I also wonder, kind of like what Kelly was saying, I don't know if we're going to ever end up with a guy that the fan base is going to just like go bonkers about, because I don't know if that guy wants to come to K-State, even with Avery.
KU just got Jeff Grimes, right, from Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there was inner workings previously because they probably knew Andy was going to leave. So there was already like talks of it.
Yeah.
But if you would go to KU, you would come to K-State.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. So I'm kind of curious to see who else maybe KU interviewed for that job. Or was it just always Jeff Grimes and that was just the hire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get him. I'd love to have Kendall Briles. We're not going to get him. We probably can't afford him either. But like, I would like to get another Big 12 guy and say, okay, if you're already at this level, give him a little bit more power, give him a little something. I mean, there's got to be somebody who's really good at their job that's a little unhappy with maybe their boss, their offensive, like whoever their head coach is, or maybe their athletic director. I mean, there's always ways to lure people away. And we have, just by the way, the best athletic director in the country. I'm just saying.
Kendall Briles isn't a bad option though, because he and Avery were like tight. Because where was he? Arkansas. That was where like Avery was ready to commit, and they took another kid over Avery, and so that kind of ended that.
Let's go!
Oh,
let's go!
And there it is.
There it is. There is your interception.
We've been waiting for it all game, boys. We told you that was going to happen. He was going to give us one.
Yeah, that's a bad
and
throw,
there
Brian.
it is.
Horrible.
That's
it like earlier.
Horrible throw.
I mean, just a seam route that you underthrow by 15 yards.
Oh, that was beautiful. Bing.
Who was it, Fitz, that we
redeems himself?
Fitz, we were talking about somebody earlier on one of the earlier games on our pregame show, and I don't remember the quarterback, but I remember you and I both said he's not the type of quarterback that'll win you a game, but he's the type of quarterback that'll lose you a game, and that feels like Armstrong.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was.
Well,
I'm. By the way, as we come to the close of this game, I'm confident at the athletic department will not be using any of this sound for any videos.
No,
we have said nothing of great interest to anyone
Sorry.
other than the toasted Pop-Tarts discussion, but it's been fun. I'm having fun here.
There we go.
There we go. Daphne is back in the room.
Here's the thing, though, man, and I think about that stuff all the time, Fitz.
Yeah,
we don't say it. We love K-State. We just want to be good. That's all. And we want to some of these things are make sense conversations, make sense decisions that don't get made. And if we can think of it and we're talking about it, it's almost like, well, how the hell are they not? So
I caught on the walk back to the hotel, I caught Coach Tang during halftime. And you know what he said? He goes, I love when people tell the truth.
Yes.
K-State fans don't always like to hear the truth.
No, they don't.
No,
but the truth and the reality is we all want the same thing for our university to have winning programs. I don't care if it's women's soccer. I don't care if it's men's baseball. I don't care. I want winning mentality. I want the opportunity to get the best of all of our players. I want to get some of the best coaches in the country. And I want people that fit culturally that we want at our university. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
And I know that we're not going to be able to march out there, but every other decade to be able to march out there a national championship potential team. It's okay. But I am not okay with winning 6 games and going to some bowl game in New Mexico.
The Sweet and Low Bowl. Exactly.
Yeah. I want to be in a New Year's Six Bowl. I want to have our players want to stay at K-State, regardless of how much money might be dangled in front of them, because they want to be there. Otherwise, they can go. I want the culture is you come to K-State, we're going to develop you as a player. We want to retain you for 4 years. We don't have the NIL money that everybody else does, but you know what? We're going to give you what we got.
Yep, I agree.
And we're going to develop you.
That's what I mean.
What do you want?
And that's huge.
Yes.
And we're gonna leave. You're gonna leave here with a college degree and maybe enjoy a professional career, maybe not. But you can now use the skills that you learned at Kansas State, either 4 or 5 years, and you can go out and live your best life.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nope, nothing at all, Kelly.
That's what K-State gave me.
Exactly.
I didn't even play sports.
It's just,
But you competed in Aggieville at an All-American level. At an All-American level.
I feel like we all did.
Ryan Gilbert.
I know I
does.
did. I'm gonna say I know I did.
I worked hard and played harder. I would get off work at the liquor store at 10:59 p.m. and I would be at Kites or Rusty's within 3 minutes about how fast the walk was. And by the time last call was there, I was feeling great.
There you go. Happy about life. I think we got this one in the bag.
Yeah.
We're not going to punch one more in just for good measure. We're going to take
they were going to try to pick up the first down here to keep the ball.
You're going to run it all the way down and call a timeout, and then they'll run one more play.
Well, I got to be honest. This game hasn't the score wise, I'm not surprised by it. But I thought if K-State was going to win, Avery would be absolutely dominant, and he's just been good. He's not been great. He's shown flashes of what he can do, but
can I leave us with this?
Yeah.
This man, yes, he's a man. I want to call him a kid, but he's 18 years old.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
and
crazy.
Our expectation level as adults, like real, like, like people over 30, except for Ryan Gilbert. But like, I have had to tell other people, like, hey, we need to chill on this. Like, he's going to win the Heisman. He's going to do that. I hope he has the most prosperous career of any K-State quarterback ever. But I think the expectation levels that we are placing upon him are already a little steep.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to just I'm talking to people that didn't even go to K-State. My buddy Tommy texts me, I'm going to place a bet on Avery to win the Heisman next year. And I'm like, okay, okay, calm down.
Might want to wait to see how next year goes. And then maybe the year after.
That's what I said. He's only going to be a freshman next year.
See, but let's win 9 games. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's win 9 regular season games, and then we'll go from there.
I will say this: we have a very easy schedule next year.
Yeah.
If we don't win 9 games next year,
good
I'm
night,
going to be
Irene.
Yeah.
When the Alumni Association calls and asks for money, I'm going to just hang up.
Yeah.
This is the best comment we've had the entire show. Yeah, and they even spelled it right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you got to spell it with a K. Hello.
I know. This
Right?
was a whole discussion.
Thank you.
And my graphic, the K pops out on my graphic. It was kind of fun.
It's a
What is
beautiful
going on here?
K.
What is going on? That hug went on too long.
That was Coach True, man. A lot of love for Coach True.
Oh boy.
I love Coach
They can't
True.
find him. They can't find Coach Kleiman. Oh, there they go.
No.
Okay, where is the giant edible Pop-Tart? Because that's not edible.
Yeah, we've got to see.
Yeah.
I feel like I was
lied
lied
to.
to.
Take a bite out of him yet?
Eat it.
Oh, bye-bye. And it was orange, not even purple.
There it is.
That's not edible.
Yeah.
Is that really?
Yeah, I got to see the edible one.
Oof.
What was that?
Orange
Orange
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Oh, you
Why
guys
are
are
they-
that far behind?
Yeah.
After the offensive coordinator discussion, why do they have low rent Gatorade on the sideline? God.
Not my deal. All right, Fitz, final synopsis.
Yes.
What's our grade?
I would give that one probably a B minus.
Same.
That's where I
Yep.
was.
Won't you have to go to GoPowercat tomorrow and view Fitz's grades?
Right. Like I'm going to write that tomorrow. Right. Sure.
Can we also just applaud and be thankful? And I mean, it's awesome that he decided to come back and play in this game, but Cooper Beebe gets out without being injured.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank God.
But I also think it shows what a good guy he is and how much character that some of the guys on that offensive line have. And again, going back to the fitting culturally thing, those are the types of guys that I want at my university. That's the type of guys that I want on, representing where I went to school. And I love that. I also understand why guys opted out. And I also understand why people get lured away by money and all of these other things and why Will Howard transferred, right? Like, and we can come to grips with it and be at peace. But what I don't always get is sometimes some of the guys that are very selfish. And I feel like they really, there he is. Look how happy he is. I think he was so happy to go out there and play with Avery and get a big win over, technically won by 9. That's 3 times what the spread was.
I tell you what, you stop and look at this game on the offense. You got Cooper Beebe, Kansas kid, Avery Johnson, Kansas kid, DJ Giddens, Kansas kid. Recruiting Kansas isn't just for, winning the recruiting battle in your state. Throughout the history of this program, it's been Kansas kids. You mix in the Michael Bishops but Jordy Nelson, Darren Sproles, Terrence Newman.
Yep.
On and on. You got to have that base, and that's what has made K-State football great. Are these kids from Kansas who grew up want to play at K-State, and they do, and it's amazing to watch.
And as critical as we've been a little bit, we also have to kind of step back and be grateful. And what?
Oh, that's definitely not edible.
Oh, they got rid of it. Okay, so I think they're in the trophy is what I think. They showed the trophy and then it went away, and now we have Jackson.
Okay, I was gonna say because we could get into some legal trouble if they're trying to eat that Pop-Tart.
Well, no, but what I was gonna
not edible.
Fourth bowl win in 6 bowls, and that's something K-State didn't have there for a while. And granted, two of those of the 2 losses in the last 6, one was Alabama. So I mean, Alabama and
that
Navy.
game sucked. That was we had such a good start in that game, and then it was just like never mind.
But yeah, 4 out of the last 6.
You know, when they start talking about the 4 over 4, you know, the 4 minutes before halftime and after halftime, I'm like, against Alabama is 1 over 1.
Yes, it was.
You got blitzkrieg for about 2.5 minutes, and other than that, the game was pretty even, and it was impressive. It was amazing how good they were in that period.
I'm so glad I didn't go to that game. I mean, I'm sad that I'm not at the Pop-Tart Bowl, and I kind of said that was a failure on my part because I figured we didn't back up at like the Texas Bowl or Liberty Bowl that I'd already been to, not the one right up the street from my house. But I was so glad. I was in St. Croix for Christmas with some friends that invited me last minute, and I would have been so mad being in New Orleans for that game. Like I can just, all these hand grenades later, just get, like you said, blitzkrieg. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But, well, guys, this was fun. I don't know if we need to do a post-game wrap. Here's the post-game wrap. K-State won. It was fun. That's my wrap.
All right.
Yes. I'm with Aaron Fish. Aaron Fish in the comments says, "See you for Chico State." So we'll just do it for every game.
Now who's taking strays? Gilbert, did you put him up to that?
I did not. I promise.
Aaron Cooper's interview was really good. People were saying it made him teary-eyed, so I guess I'll have to catch that on Twitter because I don't have the volume on. But good. Somebody wants to know, why don't we snag unproductive SEC linemen from the portal, like 6'4", 300-pound D tackle? I don't know.
Got to put a little emphasis
want a
on
lot
it.
of money, and they're probably not
That's
worth a
the
lot
big
of money,
thing, right? I've been doing some stuff with a couple of the different NIL collectives, kind of seeing like what to do. And I think the biggest thing is it's not only getting the recruits, it's developing from within and then retaining them. Because we cannot go out there. We don't have $300,000 and a brand new BMW to go out and give to every single player. We're not Texas.
Okay, Robbie down in the comments says the trophy ceremony is on ESPN3 on ESPN's
I
app.
guess I'm out.
Oh, well.
It's a very nice hotel room you're in.
Thanks.
It's
where
are those offices at?
AC Marriott.
All right.
It's on Broadway. Let me tell you about how
they
much
put you on Broadway.
Yeah, let me tell you. Well, yeah, because that's where the studio is. Let me tell you about how many hours of sleep I've gotten in the last 2 nights. About 4, because it is so freaking loud outside this window at all hours of the night. I might as well be in New York City.
Yep. I've had some
Kelly,
great
I'll see
times
you
on
in the
Broadway.
Virgin Islands next year, right?
I think that's the plan. It seems like it's really close, quick trip. I really enjoyed St. Croix a lot. Like, you know how people like go on vacation. They're like, I could live here. I did kind of drunkenly look at some real estate while I was there. I can't afford any of it, but it is a really nice place, and I would highly recommend it. I think the Bahamas was nice, but I think the Virgin Islands. I think it's on St. Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't been to St. Thomas, but if it's anything like St. Croix, sign me up.
You'll like it. St. Thomas is fun.
Is it?
Right.
Okay, good.
Yeah, buddy. It's fun.
I can't afford a house at Tuttle Creek. It's
Sir, never mind. I don't want to dox you, but be quiet. Don't make me send Aunt Helen over there to blow your leaves in your front yard.
She showed up, man. She just showed up and hung out of the house.
She does. That's what she does.
I was in the middle of stuff. Like, I love her, but Helen, she's like trying to rake my leaves and pick up my house.
I got you.
You hear it?
Okay, well, I got to run, people. I got a late Christmas party going on at my house, so I
Love you, brother,
appreciate you
Brian.
guys,
Bye,
man.
guys.
Feeling
Thanks,
better.
man.
So I appreciate it. See you guys later, man. Y'all have a good one.
Go Cats.
Go Steelers.
All right. That's right.
Don't you dare.
Well, boys, that was fun.
And then there were 3.
That was fun. I liked it.
I didn't have my bourbon. I'm supposed to have my bourbon in my
Becky
Pop-Tart.
offered to bring me an adult beverage from upstairs, and I said, "No, I've had 2 5-hours and another energy drink, so I'm doing great. I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm fun. I'm doing good. I'm good."
I didn't go to the bathroom once. No potty breaks for me.
Because you're young, stinking bastard. You and your functional bladder.
Well, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to have a bourbon and I'm going to put my brown sugar Pop-Tart in a toaster or air fryer. And then I'm going to wake up tomorrow and drive to St. Louis.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. You know
Go
what? You know what the worst thing about the drive to St. Louis is?
The drive to St. Louis.
When you get there, you're in St. Louis. Although I missed out on the best parts of St. Louis with that NCAA tournament visit in which I got food poisoning. That was as sick as I've been in a long. That was bad.
But we did have a great time at what was that like Cajun restaurant that me, you, Brett, and D. Scott hung out at in downtown St. Louis for we did all day at that I don't know, was it some downtown Cajun restaurant? They had all the games on and we ended up just staying there for the entire day. K-State got beat early.
Yeah. So
that might have been the KU Wichita State game. Maybe
there's still more than
all 3 of those teams played there.
There's still more than 200 people in here. Do you think they forgot and that it's just streaming to nothing? Like their dogs are watching us right now?
I think they fell asleep.
Yeah.
Ag biochemist STL is poo. Yeah, we have family. We have family there, so that's become our New Year's Eve tradition as we ring in the new year in St. Louis.
The great thing about cancer is it's giving me an out for everything. So Becky goes, "You want to do something for New Year's Eve?" Yeah, stay home. So now why? Cancer. It's like who's going to argue against it? Oh, cancer.
If you're feeling up for some Pacifico, I'll be there.
Are you slinging drinks on New Year's Eve?
Yep, we'll be open until 1.
Oh, you guys are great.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Getting wild over there.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll come down and kiss you at midnight.
All right, I'm leaving now.
Okay. That's it.
That's
we better
it.
end
All
on that note. Boys, great show. Thank you very
Good
much.
stuff.
Thank you to everyone who came and watched and listened and whatever you did. That's the FITZKAST. We're done. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. I got the big finish. Hold on. Close. Here we go. FITZKAST is done.